Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
Right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined by my other host,
Karen.
And Karen, what is today's topic?
Today we're going to talk about Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Yes, Milwaukee Metal Fest. And this was during May, at the end of May, May 26th through the 28th in 2023. As you said, in Milwaukee, or as the name would allude you to believe.
Yeah, I didn't say it was in Milwaukee, but it is in Milwaukee.
At the Rave, tickets were $328 a ticket with $43.60 in fees, $2.41 in tax. And we had physical tickets for this too, which was cool.
Yeah, so the ticket price that we paid is for the 3-day weekend pass.
Correct. It was a 3-day weekend pass that we paid
You
for.
could pay, or you could get individual tickets as well.
Exactly. You could get individual tickets. We did an upgrade package as well, just a single one. It was one of the VIP packages. That cost us $129, $4.96 in fees, and $7.30 in tax. We did a quick little 666 on this, where we talked about what came in that package that you got. But just to quickly run over that again, and we'll throw a link up here somewhere, maybe not. But one thing we didn't say we got, and that was a CD. So you got like this little sampler CD, and then you also got a canvas bag, a T-shirt, a guitar pick, a plastic cup, a poster, a laminated pass for the VIP. That way you can get into the access to the balcony that you got with the VIP pass, and then early entry as well is what that $129 got you, at least for that package. And we'll get into it a little bit when we talk about the venue, but there were one of the additional VIP packages allowed you to have like better seating in the balcony. There was a few seats that were available off to like way on the side, but sort of center stage seating came with a different VIP package.
Yeah.
So I guess starting off, this was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday festival.
Yes. Yep.
Over Memorial Day weekend?
Yes.
I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up for some reason. I don't know why.
Memorial Day's with May. That's how I always remember.
Oh.
MM.
Okay, that makes sense. Milwaukee Metal. I gotcha. But we drove out on Thursday night after work.
Yep.
It's in Milwaukee. It's supposed to be like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive at most. Our drive kind of sucked. The other thing on Thursday night is there was a preview night that we were thinking about going to.
Yep.
Doors, I think, were at 6 for that. Probably started at 7. We didn't get till Milwaukee till what? Almost 8.
Yeah, 7:30 or 8. Yeah.
And then checked in the hotel, dropped our shit off. We wanted to grab food before going out too, because I don't think food trucks were going to be there.
We didn't know, but I don't think
you saw online somewhere that there was a thing that said no food trucks.
So they had the food trucks listed as Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I didn't know if they would be there Thursday night or not.
Gotcha.
But from what it said online, it didn't seem like they were going to be there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we were just going to eat before going out, even if we made it out there. But I think everybody had the same idea of let's leave Thursday, take Friday off, which I assumed people would leave Friday, not Thursday. But I guess it makes sense to take Friday off.
Yeah, make it a long weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll know. But it
just sucks for us whenever we go to Milwaukee. We have to go through downtown at some point, like, because we're south of downtown. So.
Yeah.
And I think it took like an hour and 15 minutes to go 8 miles.
Yeah, I think something like that. It was a long, just stop and go traffic.
Yeah, I never put my foot on the gas until we got to like O'Hare, basically.
Just basically like let up on the brake and let the coast.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember when we left, you punched in the GPS and it's like, go to Lakeshore Drive. And you're like, no, we never go to Lakeshore Drive when we drive.
No, it wanted me to go through, go through downtown, not take the,
okay.
And maybe we should have done that, but.
Would have been a little faster, but.
Maybe. I mean, it wanted us to take like the streets and stuff, but.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not how you get there.
So, I mean, traffic was shit. It shouldn't have taken that long to get out, but because of the holiday weekend, everybody leaving, we should have probably left a little bit earlier if we wanted to go to the preview night, but, work and whatnot wouldn't necessarily allow it, so we didn't do that. Oh, well. Because of that, though, we did skip the Thursday night preview.
Yeah, that was the whole point of this whole traffic conversation is we didn't go.
Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of wish we would have, but also whatever. We missed it. We got to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday still. So
Yep.
it was nice just to get into our hotel. We stayed at the Hilton City Central.
Hilton City Center.
Hilton City Center, right across from the convention center they have there, which Milwaukee Metal Fest also partnered with. You can get
They
a
did,
block.
yeah. We didn't use one of their partnering rooms because when I called, they said they didn't have a king room, but online they said that they had a king room.
But
so.
that wasn't on that block, we think, or on that floor. So I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure when you get a block, it's like you get this entire floor or this couple of floors. And the king rooms are probably sold out on those couple of floors. But when we first got tickets to this, we also got the hotel right away, which is what we typically do because we expect hotels to jack their prices up when they know a concert's going to be in town or an event's going to be in town. So we try to jump on that as early as possible, and that's what we did here. And I don't think the hotel package or kind of group thing was announced at the time the tickets went on sale, or if it was, I completely missed it, and I was just so excited.
I don't know. I found it when we were in Milwaukee for Disturbed, just looking at the
a few weeks prior
Milwaukee Metal Fest website, and I tried to get. We already had a room, so I tried to get that rate, and
yeah. And also, like, we did see that the rooms were cheaper that we had booked anyway. So we canceled our hotel, our reservation, and just made a new one right then and there, too.
So I can't, bucks. So we saved, what did you say we saved?
A few bucks.
Like $300?
Yeah, a few bucks.
Okay. I would consider that a lot of money. But, yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's, we saved money.
Yeah, we didn't get the rate that, like, I think it was $150 a room plus fees that they were offering, and we didn't get that rate, but we did get a better rate.
Yeah, which is something we need to do more often is when we do book these hotels. And we talked about that of just check a little bit before, and they're going to lower their rates to fill up the rooms. That's what they want to do. So if it's not selling, maybe we can get a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sort of the drive out. Not a whole lot other than just a lot of fucking traffic. Then we get to day one. Do you want to start talking about the venue or talking about... Let's start with the venue, I think.
Okay.
We've been...
Like, what do you mean?
Just the layout and how it's structured.
Okay.
Like, we've been to the Rave before.
Yep.
And we've been to the ballroom. They're all named differently. Like, it's the ballroom at the Eagles or something along those lines is what the actual...
Like the Eagles ballroom and...
Yeah, is what it's...
something else.
And then the state... So we've seen a few bands there. We saw Avatar down in the smaller... stage that also has a balcony, and I can't remember what the name of all these places are. And then next to that, there's another area. I think it's just called the Rave Bar. Yeah, and they have a stage there.
Yeah, I don't know what the name is of that either, but yeah, it's like a bar with a big stage in there.
But we've been there. We've seen shows at two of these three stages before. I kind of knew the layout going in because I remember, it's a little bit of a winding staircase, and you got to go up here. All the way up to get to the ballroom, and then the one we saw Avatar at wasn't at the ballroom; it's down below. But I was a little unsure of how that was all completely set up.
Yeah. Like before we saw it, we were both having that conversation. I remember, I know all the staircases to go up to the ballroom.
Yep.
But I wasn't putting together where that second stage was. Like in my mind of where that was. So
same. I had a general idea, but I wasn't quite sure how it all flowed.
Yeah, because like you said, we saw Avatar there a couple of years ago now. But it wasn't jiving like where, like how you get there from the door.
And I liked the Rave a lot before going here. It was one of my favorite venues last year when we did our year in review. And from time to time, since we bought tickets from them before, and I don't know if it's because we buy physical tickets or what, but every now and then we just get a letter in the mail like, here's tickets to a show.
Yeah. It's always on like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's just like they're not sold out. We'd rather sell alcohol. So
yeah, probably.
Come to the show, please.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to work on making some of those shows work.
I think we should try it, maybe, if something's good.
Yeah.
But the whole point I was trying to bring up is a little while ago we got tickets for 2 shows there. And both of them were on the same night.
Oh, okay.
Different headliners, different shows altogether. And in our minds, we're like, how the fuck is this going to work? Like, we know there's the ballroom and the other stage, but you can't have both of them going on at once, can you? Like, you're going to have... Like, this is going to be weird. How's this going to work? And this had 3 stages,
Yep.
as we sort of alluded to. So coming into the rave, you have that front that has sort of the neon Eagle Rave Club or something like over the doors. There's 3 sets of doors, a big parking lot area. But you go down the side street, and that's where we would enter for this.
Yeah. I think that's where we've always entered from that side entrance.
Have we?
Yeah, for everything.
Oh, all right. I guess I don't know that. Or I haven't remembered that aspect.
Yeah, we've always, and then you walk down like that little ramp and through the doors.
You go through, you go down like the ramp, as you're saying, go get patted down security, and then you sort of enter into this big room, bar type area.
Yeah.
For this particular show or festival, they had on one end of the room was all the band merch and festival merch you could buy as well. And then in the center of the room and sort of along the perimeter of the room, you had a bunch of different merchants selling stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of t-shirts, patches, vinyl, cassettes. I saw a lot of cassettes.
Yeah.
CDs.
Well, I guess that's albums, but
flags. Like, it was sort of like a flea market-y type thing. It reminded me.
It did. Yeah, like vendors, like just with their stuff they're hawking, like laid out. Yeah.
One vendor in the center had like a mannequin with a leather vest and sort of a Halloween mask on. That was kind of cool. I saw a lot of people taking pictures with that.
Yeah.
And there was a bar down there. One of the main vendors, I can't remember exactly what one it was, but it's one of the main vendors, had a bunch of Milwaukee Metal Fest merch as well, and I think just other band merch too. But they had a sign that said, "Every purchase gets a free meet and greet."
Oh. I think I remember that, yeah.
So they were selling the normal poster we got, which was the small, sort of flimsy, papery one. But it looks like they had a bigger poster too. They were selling like the normal size poster. But we didn't do anything like that. And the meet and greet was behind them too. And you were saying you thought that looked like another stage.
Yeah,
possibly.
it does. I mean, I don't know if that is a stage or not. I've heard that they have 4 stages, so it kind of makes sense that would be a stage. But like, yeah, behind that merch, there's like the steps that go up, and then it's definitely elevated. So I'm assuming that there's a stage over there.
Yeah, it looked like there was for sure. But then leaving this area by the bar, you get to your staircases, your first staircases going up, which brings you to ground level if you're outside, basically. Because as you're going down that side, you're going down a slope.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And you go up to the ground level, and from there, that's where the box office is. That's where you scan your ticket, and then once you scan your ticket, you're outside into that parking lot area, which had all the food trucks around the perimeter, a tent with a bunch of seating and tables in there.
Yeah, they had a lot of seating. I was surprised. Yeah, there was a lot of seating outside.
And food trucks, a lot of food trucks, really good food too.
Yeah, and quick. Like we never. I mean, even though the lines looked long, like they were super quick.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. And we'll get to it, but I kind of had when the setup, I was like, oh, it's going to be like Line Fest where you're just waiting in line for food and stuff. But we never had that experience anyways.
No, yeah. And another bar out there too that you can get stuff. We did get I got one of those slushy drinks they had the last day because it was like a blue icy. And it's like, ooh, I want that blue thing. It was very, very alcoholic to the point where I wasn't even a fan of it. So I took a few drinks and just tossed it. But it was fun. I like that little area a lot. I like how they brought the food trucks in, brought the tent in. It flowed really well. Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, the whole ticket thing where you had to scan your ticket, then go outside and then come back in was kind of annoying, but it made sense by day 3. Maybe.
As you're saying, basically, like I said, when you go outside, or from the outside, if you're looking forward, you have one set of doors, a middle set of doors, and a third set of doors. The ticketing was that middle set of doors that you walk through. Oh, okay. And then the third set is what you'd loop around to and go back inside. Inside, there's just sort of like a little physical barrier that they put up, like a little guardrail or something, separating these 2 areas. But also, if you kept walking straight, there's like a staircase going down back into that merch area that you just came from. So if you left, that was like an exit only. If you left, you had to go back around, scan your ticket, go through the parking lot area, and then back inside. Which they had unlimited re-entry up until 6 p.m., right? Yeah. And then once you're in through that other door, and I guess real quick, one other thing that I found annoying but also kind of liked, when you first entered the venue and when you went out to the parking and back in, Like it was so dark in there that it took my eyes several minutes to adjust.
Especially on Friday. Yeah. It was hard to it was our eyes were just fucked.
I heard a few people like, I can't see shit as they're walking down that like ramp to get patted down.
Yeah, I mean there, and then also on Friday, like as soon as we walked in, you were still in VIP, and then you ended up going to the car to drop off the VIP bag. But I was in the second stage, and I went up to that little balcony, and I couldn't see the steps to walk up, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall, and nobody's gonna be here, and I'm gonna embarrass myself. But like my eyes were just so fucked up, like I couldn't see because it was so dark.
That second balcony being the one on the stage, right? The second stage.
Yeah,
balcony.
second stage. Okay. Yeah.
I did the same thing later that day.
Oh yeah. I forgot you.
I saw the
did
line,
like almost fall.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure these are staggered steps. Like these are steps, but for some reason I just
like your eyes don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I felt like I was like such an old person, like holding onto the wall to walk up.
Well, the security guy's like making fun of me too. He's like, "There's steps there. There's steps over here too. So be careful."
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people had that problem, not just us, but yeah, it was very hard to adjust your eyes from the blaring sun and then go into a completely pitch dark venue.
Yeah.
By day 3, I didn't have a problem with it. It was just
for sure,
it was just Friday.
Yeah. Agreed. Same with me. But once you're in that little area, they have a giant thing in the middle that one side has that day's lineup and times and stages.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
On the back, it had every single day, sort of like their main logo. That's the poster type thing. More merchants in there as well, just around that little area. But if you're like, as soon as you walk in, if you turn to your right, there's sort of a French door type thing that leads you into one of the other stages, the bar stage, that small little bar area. Mm-hmm. Which you can then sort of walk through, exit through another set of doors that leads you into the same little foyer like area. But if you walked straight, you're now into that second stage you were talking about with the other balcony. There's another balcony there. Behind that, there's bars and bathrooms, and then if you walk straight back from the stage, there's the sound booth. You go through this little tunnel thingy or like this little hallway. I guess a hallway more than a tunnel. Where your, like I said, your bathroom and your bar is. And then if you just keep walking out, there's another bar with more merchants selling stuff. All the TVs were on, showing sports ball of all sorts, all weekend long too, which was nice because Saturday we stopped to see the Stars win, which was...
Their only game?
Their second game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They suck.
They still lost, yes. And then that sort of loops around back out to that main foyer area where, you know, the lineup and everything is, with more staircases going up. Climb those staircases up, another bar, more merchants off to your right if you go all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah, there was one down there.
And there was a dude doing painting, like a mural on some plywood.
Yep.
And he was doing it all weekend long. Each day he progressed until Sunday it was finally done, which was kind of fun to watch. We stopped over there. Every time we went up there, we stopped over to check that out.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of that is your stairs going up to the main ballroom area, which the main stage was at. In there, too, there's staircases that go up to the balcony, and then there's even like a lounge area above that floor. There's another staircase that goes up.
Yeah. I've never been up there, so I don't know what that's like.
I haven't. It's typically open. I asked the last day. It's typically open to the public for smoking. A lot of people go up there and smoke. And the other shows we've been to, we've smelt smoke come down like cigarette smoke. And we've always been there on like cold days too, so it's like a cold breeze that comes in with the smoke. But this day it was sort of roped off only for band members to go up and hang out. So
for the whole weekend. Yeah, VIP. Not just that day, but the whole weekend.
Exactly. It was like not the VIP, but like the band lounge type thing. Yeah. Green room, I guess they might call it. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
But the way this was set up, I thought flowed very, very well.
Yeah, once we learned where all the stages were and stuff, it was very easy to get around.
As you said, when you came in, I was in the VIP merch line, basically, to pick up my package of VIP shit.
Yeah.
And it was re-entry, so I'm going to go take this out to the car and drop it off and then come back. And we also had a plan to bring beer and other liquids so we wouldn't have to pay. We would
Yeah.
just sneak out to our car because it's re-entry till 6. We'll just sneak out, grab a beer real quick, walk back, drink it on the way back, which I did when I got my merch, drop that off. On the way back, I ran into a guy who had a hearse as his car, and it was really cool. And as I'm walking by, he's like, "You want a beer?" And I was like, he's like, "Oh, you already have one, so never mind." Talked to him for a little bit, then came back. I didn't think it was going to start, but you're like, it starts in like 10 minutes.
Well,
So
you asked if I wanted to go to the car. I'm like, it starts in 4 minutes now. Like,
yeah, because you said they weren't letting you up anywhere. So basically, it's like you can wander around the merch. And I was like, do you want to do that, or you want to come back
Oh,
here?
so sorry. I know the text didn't go through when you were in the VIP line, because the cell service there was just horrible.
In the Rave, it did suck.
Yeah, when we were in the ballroom, it was a lot better. But it wasn't that they wouldn't let you into the stages. It was just the main ballroom. You couldn't go up right away. Like, they had like 6 security guards just sitting on the steps, so you couldn't go up there right away, but you could go anywhere else. So.
Yeah, and my mindset was, if we have to wait down here or wait at a stage without any music for
30 minutes.
For 30 minutes, like, might as well just come back to the car. We'll hang out here, chat. I'll have a beer, and then we'll head back.
Yeah. But it was starting.
But you text me like, it starts in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
shit. So I threw everything in the back of the car, grabbed a beer, started walking back. Came in, went up, scanned my ticket, went through that first, back into the area like we were talking about earlier. And I hear music off to my right, as well as straight in front of me. So the second and third stages were both going at this time.
Yeah.
And you didn't tell me what stage you were going to be at. So I had to try to track you down.
Sorry.
And I was like, I'm going to go through this stage right here. That's right here. I'll check this out. Walked in there and I scanned it around. Didn't see you anywhere. Went through the door on the end of it. And then, like, the doors to the other stage is, like, right there. So I just popped in there and sort of went down to that little hallway thing we talked about by the bar and restrooms. And then came around like, oh, there you are on stage left. And just sort of hung out there and listened to them. And that experience of, like, walk into one room and there's music playing, and then walk into another room and there's music playing, it reminded me a lot of our trip to Nashville recently, where basically every single bar had different music playing. Yeah. And in the hallway, you could hear both of them sort of competing. But once you're in that room, all you can do is hear that.
Yeah. So I think that goes back to you saying, like, how can they have 2 stages going on at the same time? But honestly, when you're in the room or at the stage, you can't hear the other stage.
And same thing, like, I'm sure that night we got tickets for 2 events. One was probably
in the ballroom, and one was on the second
which
stage.
helps even more, right?
Yeah.
But that whole experience of just walking through one room and then into the next door, there's more music going on. I love that. And I instantly was like, holy shit, this is going to be a fucking awesome weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess want to dive into the actual music, I guess?
Yeah. Let's so do you want to start with the whole first stage, then go to second stage, then the main stage?
Yeah, let's do that. The first stage is the martyrstore.net stage.
Yep.
Then we have indiemerchstore.com. I think Indie Merch, that's the one that was giving out free meet and greets if you bought stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then you have the main stage, which was the Notfest stage.
Notfest.com stage.
Notfest.com stage, yes. All of them are websites, apparently. That's kind of cool. Real quick before we get into that.
Okay.
One thing I do want to say that I loved, every single day was the same way. What time I got early entry, which was weird because I think everybody got early entry.
Yeah, they didn't really check it.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was all about. But
because we never had a show like our VIP. Because I ended up buying VIP.
Yeah, what'd you pay for that?
$90 so $30 a day.
$30 a day.
But that didn't get me like the package, like the merch package. It just got me access to like the balcony and stuff and the early entry. But I never had to show that to anybody except for the ballroom balcony, and then one time at the second stage balcony.
Yeah, and I never had to show it at all for
early entry.
The second stage.
Yeah. Like early entry, we never had to show it or anything like that, so I don't know how that all works.
Yeah, and when I scanned I got 2 tickets. I got one for the show and one for each day I got a ticket, and then each day for my VIP I got a ticket also. And I didn't have to scan that to get early entry also. So I'm not quite sure what the early entry was about. Maybe it was just sort of everybody gets in type thing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird.
Know. Yeah.
But
Or it was like an honor system, like
right.
VIP.
But the thing is, I thought my early entry was at 1 o'clock.
I think it was 1 o'clock.
Doors were at 2.
Yeah.
The first band, the first day, didn't go until 2:30. So the fact that it went on, we've talked about this with, maybe not on the podcast, but between us, of we fucking hate when you go to a festival and doors are the same time the first band goes on stage.
Yeah.
And not a single day was like that. Every time you were able to get in beforehand, find the stage you wanted to, find the act you wanted to go see, and be able to get a spot before it even started.
Yep.
I hate that so much, and they didn't do that. I fucking love it because they didn't do that.
How you said, I understand what you say, but how you said that was a little confusing. So you hate when festivals start the band at the time of doors.
Yes.
And they did not do this. They allowed time between doors and the first band going on.
Right.
So.
Like on Friday, doors were at 2. The first band was 2:30.
Yep. Yeah. I understood what you said, but just you like said it and then you're like, I hate it so fucking much. And I'm like,
Gotcha.
What do you hate?
Gotcha. Okay.
So, just clarifying.
So, yes. We're not going to say what the set times were.
No.
It's all on Milwaukee Metal Fest Instagram. You can go see what they had there.
Yeah.
But
it was basically between 2:05 and 11:40 every night.
Yeah, this was 2:30 and then.
Yeah. But the other
11:20,
days it's like 2:05.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Which didn't give you as much time, but again, early entry, everybody got in. So.
Yeah.
But going down, I'll go through the first stage here, which was Age of the Fallen, Mantra of Morta, Disinter, Misfire, Impaler, Morbid Saint, Polluted Pile, Imperial Triumphant.
Triumphant. Like, you're triumphant.
Imperial Triumphant. Right? Awesome. There it is. Ghost, G-O-S-T, not Ghost. And November's Doom wraps up the first stage.
Yep. And that was a little bar stage.
That little bar stage, yep.
And all these bands played for 20 minutes, 25 minutes?
Something like that, yeah. Very close to 20 minutes. One played for 25, the headliner, and the second headliner. So the top of the bill, bottom of the bill, third of the bill got 25 minutes.
I think they're all 25 minutes, if I remember right.
The first one only got 20, then 20.
Oh, okay. I think it changes then for when the other days. Probably because they started at 2:05.
Then 25. So the first two got 20. Everybody else got 25 after that. On the second stage, the indie merch stage, indiemerchstore.com stage, Squid Hammer, Toxic Ruin, Chemist, Defeated Sanity, Midnight, Violence, Crowbar, Napalm Death, and Revenge, wrapping up that indiemerchstore.com stage.
The second. From now on, we'll say the first stage, second stage, and third stage.
Then on the notfest.com stage, or the third stage, we have a Legion, Warbringer, Deeds of Flesh, Goat Whore, Corrosion of Conformity, Dying Fetus, Dark Angel, Biohazard. Going into this day, I knew of Chemist. We've seen Napalm Death live. Not a big fan of them, honestly, myself.
You're not a fan of their music.
Yeah, and Crowbar because our friend Jerry went to go see them, I think, in Texas.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or they saw them at one point in time or something.
Yeah, something like that. So those were the three bands this entire day that I knew.
Yeah, I'd heard of Dying Fetus, but I didn't know any of their music.
Maybe Biohazard and Dark Angel I've heard of, but never
Dark Angel,
listened
I
to.
think. Yeah, Dark Angel I think I've heard of too.
But everybody else, I did not know.
Yeah.
And based on the names and their logos, I expected heavy death metal.
Yeah.
Definitely vibes along the lines of a Decibel show.
Yeah, Decibel Metal Fest. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of times that overlap, especially with the first and second stage. And I guess once the main stage kicks on too, because the first stage starts at 2:30, second stage starts at 2:35 for the first bands. Main stage doesn't start till 3:40 on Friday.
Yeah.
So you have a long gap in there.
Which I think is why they weren't letting people up to the ballroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on up there I thought maybe they had meet and greets.
That could be. That makes sense.
By the merch downstairs.
Yeah, I know some people do like walk on stage meet and greets. I don't know what packages they offered.
Maybe.
Like we said, we got package number 3. I don't know what 4 had or 3 or what they had. But other than that, like there's a bunch of stuff that overlaps, and you're not going to be able to see everything.
Right.
Like it's a festival.
Yeah, that's a normal festival where you can't. Well, I mean, I guess you could kind of walk and see like one song, go to another stage, see a couple songs, go to another stage, see a couple songs, but.
Yeah, and we definitely did that.
We did that sometimes, yeah.
So, I mean, let's get in.
Not always. But
No, not always.
Yeah.
So let's get into what we actually saw, and we'll even denote what ones we saw the whole set and what ones you didn't. So Squid Hammer is where I found you at.
Yep, that's what I was listening to, yeah.
I didn't see the whole set. I'm assuming you saw the whole set.
Yep.
One thing I will know, I think Chemist came out, the lead singer for Chemist came out and did like a little song with them, as well as they sort of did like their own little encore.
Yeah, they did do
which
it
was
encore.
kind of fun for
yeah.
the very first band of the of the festival to be like, or the second band, whatever, one of the first bands of the festival to be like, and it's a festival show, but we're doing an encore.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. We saw their whole set. Then we saw Mantra of Morta.
Yep.
Didn't see their whole set.
Nope.
Then Chemist saw their whole set.
On the rail.
On the rail, yes. On the very, very side rail.
Well, yeah.
On the rail.
Yeah.
One thing I do remember about that is it was an extremely short set.
It was, yeah.
And we were on this, like on the rail, so we got to hear the lead singer came out, and there's one moment in the middle where he like doesn't have the mic and he's like shouting out to the crowd. Yeah. You can't hear him unless you're like right on the stage.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, thank you for coming out. Be safe. Have a great fucking festival. Enjoy yourselves. Like, that's sort of what I picked up the vibe that he's doing. It's like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then when they were picking their own shit up too and dragging it off stage, and when they're doing it, they're interacting with the crowd. And I'm assuming either somebody said, hey, why didn't you play X or something along those lines, or great set, something along those lines, because I heard his response being, thanks, but I mean, what can you do with 25 minutes? Or what can you do in 20 minutes?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it was, why didn't you play this song? It's like, we had 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why we can't.
Yeah.
Still no kitty cat. Then we saw Warbringer. So Chemist, Warbringer.
Yeah. We didn't see, I think we missed like one song of Warbringer just because we were walking in.
Maybe.
And they had already started. But
I denote it as the whole set because we basically stopped there.
Basically, yeah. Maybe one song we missed.
Midnight saw their whole set. Was that when we were up on the second stage balcony? Like, because this is about the time we went up to the balcony, I think, and hung out.
We maybe did, yeah.
And I don't think, but maybe I fell asleep during that set.
No, that was on Saturday. You fell asleep.
On Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I fell asleep on Friday.
Oh, I didn't know you fell asleep.
There was definitely a moment where I was like dozing off.
Oh.
And not like in between sets, but like in the middle of the set, like my body just like, you're done.
Yeah, that happened on Saturday, but I don't remember that happening
maybe not.
on Sunday.
Maybe not on Friday. Then we saw Violence. Both Midnight and Violence, I think we're going to see later this year at some point. I'm not sure where, but we're going to see them again.
Yeah, and that's why we checked out Violence, because I was like, oh, we're going to see them again, so let's go check them out.
And I think Midnight we were on stage right on the balcony. For Violence, we were on stage left for the balcony.
Okay.
And on the second stage. The view from those balconies on the second stage was fine.
Yeah, as long as you're in the front and not by one of the pillars.
That's true. There were a few seats that like right on the pillar that you could like, if you sat down, you're like, you can't see anything. But by those time, there was nobody down there also.
Yeah.
Checking that out. Saw all of their set. Saw Crowbar from the same spot we saw Violence. Ghost was in that first stage. Went to check them out. Dark Angel. Nope. First we saw Dying Fetus. Not all of their set, but some of it.
Yep.
Then Dark Angel. Revenge saw all of their set. And then we stopped in for Biohazard for a little bit of their set.
Yep. And we left halfway through Biohazard, probably?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Because we wanted to get to the car and head out.
Yeah.
All
in all, what do you think of the first day?
I had a lot of fun. Ghost, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
We walked to that bar stage, and it was just sort of I thought it was a keyboard. I hoped it was a keyboard, honestly. Because, honestly, it looked like a DJ set. And I'm like, oh, fuck, Karen's going to hate this. I'm going to have so much fun. We're in EDM. But then also, like, we listened to death metal all fucking day long. I guess a few little thrashy bands, but a lot of the fucking death metal for sure. And I was like, how the fuck is this going to fit into this particular vibe? Are people going to be into this? Because I know I am. And sure enough, it was an EDM set. but with a bass.
Yep.
Also, like a live bass. And it reminded me a little bit of Dance with the Dead.
Yeah.
Where you have two DJs there, but they're both playing guitars as well, but they're trading off who's DJing and who's playing guitar.
Yeah.
I think you left during this set, like you stepped outside.
I did, but that's because a patron decided to smoke a cigar
inside,
during the set, and cool, whatever. I wasn't mad about that. It was just the smell. I couldn't take the smell, so I was like, I'm just gonna go outside. And I didn't really care for the music that much, so.
Yeah, I enjoyed the set. I'm a big cigar fan and pipe tobacco smell fan anyway, so I was like, fuck it, that's awesome. Let's go.
I mean, I honestly could care less if people smoked, but it was just
at that time.
Like, and I wasn't enjoying the music that much, so I was like, let me just go outside.
Yeah, I stayed for the rest of the set. I loved it. That was awesome. Chemist, we saw them earlier, either in the month or at the end of the previous month. It was cool to see them again.
Yeah, it was at the end of April we saw them for their headlining tour. So
here at Reggie's, it was awesome. They put on a really good set again. A lot of good energy. Very short. It
was really short. Like they only played 4 songs, 5 songs.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
That was kind of disappointing but that with festivals,
yes, exactly,
they don't play that long. But it was kind of disappointing to only hear 4 songs.
Yeah, agreed. And then but we got to hear A Conversation with Death again.
Yeah, you like that song?
I love that song. A confession from me, I always thought it started with Odin at the beginning, like he's Odin, like he's I assume, and their imagery is very elvish. Some of their imagery, at least one of the shirts I have of theirs is an elf, and a bunch of other shirts they had at the time I bought that was like elf themed imagery. So I was like, oh, it's North mythology, or there's some North mythology added to this. So it's Odin. He's praying to Odin, the god, like, save me from death, Odin. Give me an extra year to live.
Okay.
But the very next day, I listened to that song again because I loved it so much. And it's Oh Death. And then after
it makes more sense.
It does make more sense. And now that I hear it, I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot, because you can clearly hear Oh Death. And I think what happens is it's oh duh, and then I stopped listening from that point, and I didn't hear the
Odin.
Th. And it's like, oh, all right. I forgot the th sound at the end, which is death. I just completely black that out every time.
It's like with Slipknot, like the kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. I don't remember what I used to think it said, but I was just like,
I can't remember either.
I can't remember what I thought it said. It's like what there was like I think it was on Hollywood Babylon, but it was like a set that they did about like lyrics or something, like
lyrics you fucked up or something.
Yeah.
You always thought the lyric was one thing forever and ever and ever. I mean, there's one I want to send in to them for Grease. For Grease Lightning. I think it was Grease Lightning.
Okay.
Where it's make them scream, like the girls, like Grease Lightning, the car will make the girls scream.
Yeah.
I always thought it was Grease Lightning, the car would make the girls cream. And I was like, this is a fucking dirty ass song. And they play this movie on ABC primetime, and families watch it.
Yeah.
And that's the song, like the whole family's like, go Grease Lightning, you burn up the 405. Grease Lightning, go, go. Whatever the fucking...
Yeah, that was really close.
And, like, all the time growing up, I was like, make them cream. Especially once I hit puberty and understood what that meant. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this doesn't... No, why would you play this on Disney? Disney's not going to do that. But no, it's make them scream. But that's the song I want to turn in, because both Ralph and Kevin... played in that. I think they both played Nikki in
Grease Light, or
in high school.
In high school, the Grease performance that they did.
Anyway, back to the concert. Violence, Midnight, and Crowbar were all amazing acts. I thought.
Yeah.
I am super excited to see Violence and Midnight again.
In the middle of, like, I think it was the last song that Crowbar was playing. We decided to go get some food. And that was mainly just. I thought it was going to be like Line Fest, where if you don't go while a band's playing, it's going to be hard to get food, but it never was. At least for us, it never was.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
camera died, so not quite sure where we left off, but day one, other thoughts. We did go up to the main stage balcony, hung out there, had a few seats like we said, the premium comfy seats usually center stage or good views. Must have had to pay a higher price to get those.
Yeah, I think it was an ultimate VIP package or something.
Which I can't remember how much that cost.
Yeah.
But there were some off towards you got to look basically straight onto the stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was kind of cool to see from that vantage point, honestly.
We stood behind that a lot for a couple of reasons.
We did, yeah.
There were windows open, so it was really nice and cool.
Yep.
But then also just the view of the stage is really cool. So.
You mean from center stage behind those seats? Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. I thought you meant from where we were. Like I said, if you look straight on from those side ones, we didn't stand over there that often.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant straight on to the stage from the middle balcony.
No. Sorry. The seats rewinding. I did not explain well. Sorry. Those premium seats were reserved for the ultimate VIP people.
Yes.
There were additional seatings off on stage left or right that were basically in a straight line on the stage. Yeah. That all you
not a straight line in front of the stage. It's just lined up with the stage
on the balcony, right? So as you're looking down, you're basically watching the side of the stage, and you can see the crowd, and you can see the security, all that kind of stuff. And you were talking about center stage area where they had the windows open, and a nice breeze would come in and cool things down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was this day or day 2, but I think it was this day where I noticed somebody in security caught a crowd surfer, and then I think fell over on the back of their head and hit their head.
I think that was Saturday.
Okay. It hit their head, and the crowd surfer hit their head too, and he's walking off holding his head holy shit, I'm hurt. Are you guys going to compensate me? And he's like, no, you fucking did this to yourself type thing. That's, once again, the narrative I'm playing in my head.
Yeah.
But I do remember looking at that and being like, I think they're either understaffed or just spread way too thin.
Yeah, for the security, you mean?
Well, the
stage security.
Stage security for sure. Yeah. That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it felt like they could have used more people catching
on both stages, the main stage and the second stage. They second stage could have probably used one more person. And then the main stage, I mean, they could have had 7 or 8 people there.
I think probably. So. And that's a good point too with that we didn't bring up is the main stage and the second stage all had rails, like a typical concert would. Yeah. The third stage in that bar area, no goddamn stage. You could walk up to the fucking stage and hang out, which was super fucking awesome.
And we've been to a couple of venues like that where
usually smaller venues exactly like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I thought that was kind of cool that you got all the vibes at this one.
That's true. Yeah, you get the kind of big ballroom, the small stage, and then the bar stage.
The bar stage, yeah.
Yeah.
So, other thoughts around first day, I was pleasantly surprised by every single music. I walked in thinking I was not going to enjoy as much music. I like death metal, but I can do it in small doses.
Yeah.
I can't do it over. I felt like there was a good mix, and I didn't think there would be a good mix, but I was very, very happy with the lineups this day.
I enjoyed the day. I was happy all day. It was fantastic. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
And for not having known any of these bands.
Right. That's the other thing is some people don't like festivals. Sorry. Thinking back to our first festival in 2016.
Open air.
I didn't enjoy it as much. Well, I enjoyed it a lot, but I mainly only enjoyed the headliners because I knew the headliners. Where now my thought on music is so much different, where I can stand and enjoy a set for 25, 30 minutes and really take it in and enjoy it and not be like, I have no fucking clue who you are, so I don't like you. Or not that I don't like it, but.
Yeah. And I also had a friend who was very similar, or his thoughts were he didn't like festivals also because you get a 20-minute set. You don't really get to learn about the band or get to see what they're truly about.
Yeah.
You get 20 minutes of them. And at a festival, you're typically outside in the sun, and it's a different show.
Yeah.
Every single thing outside of you can make the argument the main stage.
Yeah, because it has those big windows.
Right.
Yeah.
But everything was inside, so I loved that aspect of it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You don't have to worry about, I think you brought this up, you don't have to worry about rain. You don't have to worry about temperature.
Yeah. It was warm in there every once, because it gets warm in a venue, but I think the thing I brought up was rain is one, but it didn't rain that weekend. But for me, it's the sun because I sunburn so quickly. So generally, like when we go to Riot Fest and stuff, like I'm searching for a shade tree or I'm, like I need to do something to get out of the sun. And when you're inside the whole time, you don't have to worry about that.
The weather sucks. And I didn't even think about the sunburn because I don't care. I get sunburn and I'm whatever. I'm just a lobster for 3 days and it hurts like hell. And I never learn. But you were like, I need to get somewhere quick.
Well, yeah, I sunburn in like 20 minutes though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do too, but like I don't have the memory of it, so I'll hurt myself again. But other than that, yeah, like you said, the weather I agree with that, and also the set times being 20 minutes, I don't like that. But it's a good way to learn about a band, I guess.
Yeah, I like that aspect that you get a small sample and then it's in my mind it's oh my gosh, I need to see this person again.
Yeah.
Like I always bring up Wage War, but the first time we saw them, they played for 25 minutes, and I immediately said like I want to see them headline. So
yeah. But just being inside too and seeing the light show that came along with it. Like we were at a upheaval, I think, and saw a band. I can't remember who it was, but Starset, yeah. And they're like, check us out when it's dark and you can see what lights we bring and what effects we bring. And it's like, you could have done that at this festival, which was fucking awesome, I think.
Yeah.
All in all, we talked about the venue setup already. I thought the venue setup was awesome. Having it inside was a great decision, I think. But yeah, that's day one at the festival. Any other points around bands? What stood out for you, I guess?
On day one?
Yeah, because I said Midnight and Violence and Crowbar for sure were my standouts.
Midnight for sure.
Yeah.
That was like the highlight. Well, yeah, the highlight for me was Midnight. I did enjoy Dark Angel as well a lot. Almost everything that we saw except for Ghost, I think I enjoyed. But Dark Angel and Midnight are the two that kind of stand out even more for me. So
I guess, yeah, I brought up Midnight, Violence, Crowbar, but Ghost for sure. I would definitely see them again. I know you wouldn't. I even sent it to my friends who are into EDM, and I'm like, we need to check this guy out.
So after we left to get our car.
So
we don't want to go too much into this, but
no, but like I said, we've been to this venue several times.
Yes.
The very first time we came, can't remember exactly who it was, but it doesn't matter. We drove up to the Rave parking.
Yes, yeah.
And we don't have cash. We never fucking carry cash.
No.
We need
Who
to
carries cash anymore?
We need to. Like I know.
But
yeah, we never carry cash, and we roll up, and they're like, it's $35, $40. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's $40, but
and we're like, oh, okay, here's a card, and like cash only. And we're like, oh, I guess we're going back to the hotel to get cash, or park the car and get an Uber.
Yeah.
Which Ubers are only $8. So
oh yeah, we didn't know that though. We never took an Uber in Milwaukee.
But like, let us go get money. Sorry. And I think we're even searching for like gas stations or something as we're driving.
Yeah.
But then we see this sign on like this apartment complex. It's like public parking back here. And we parked back there.
Yep.
And you download the app, you scan the QR code, you pay. It's like $5 for a day. Yeah.
We didn't know it was per day. We always thought it was just $5 for the like $1 an hour basically for when we're at the concert. But on Friday it was $5 a day. So.
And we've parked there every time ever since then.
Yep.
Like it's 2 blocks south of, or wherever direction.
Yeah, what is that? East?
I don't know.
East of the venue.
It's like 2 blocks from the venue.
Yep.
So it's like, fuck it. We're going to park here for $5.
We can walk for two blocks.
So we've done that every time. No problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
And this time we're walking back. We left and walked down the alley. I remember that because like, oh, we can go this way. It's quicker. I'll show you. Mainly, I wanted to show you the hearse.
The hearse that was parked there, yeah.
And it was still there, and it showed you like, oh, that's cool, right? Yeah, that's awesome. And we go to our parking spot, and we're walking up, and I noticed the passenger side window has the glass.
Yeah, you noticed it right away. I noticed the pile of bags that were in the parking lot from a different incident.
Yeah, so we walk up. I noticed that, and you're looking off to the side, and you're like, there's a pile of bags over here. What the fuck's going on with this? I'm like, who cares? Our car window's busted in.
And I'm like, shit, it is.
And we opened it up, and I think you noticed right away, like, oh, under the steering wheel, that whole section is pulled out.
No, you noticed that.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, because like I was walking around to see if like what else was done, and you're like, oh shit, they tried to steal our car. And then I opened the driver's door and I'm like, they did. Like this whole time, like we're not like outwardly pissed off or anything. It's just like, shit, this happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, so somebody's trying to steal our car.
Yeah, and I mean, I go to the back because I cared about the poster.
Your VIP merch was back there.
And open the back, and all the merch we bought was still there. Our cooler full of beer was still there.
Yeah, because we never left to get beer after you went back to the car.
Yeah, because we talked about that. That was the plan. Every now and then, let's go back to the car and get stuff. But we were too busy hopping between all the stages.
Yeah, we had too much fun to leave, so it wasn't like a let's leave sort of thing.
And I'll just go get beer here anyway. I found like a bartender that I was doing.
Yeah, because you can't really hear, so you were like hugging yourself for the bear hugs.
Hugging myself because I want the bear hug beer, which apparently this is also like sign language for hug. And she like, oh, bear hug, and she'd like give me the sign language for thank you. So she became the bartender I always went to and just walk up and like hug and she's like, yeah, I know what you want. We got you.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. This is quicker than walking 5 minutes to the car, missing music. I'll walk over here, get a beer. So, but all the beer was there and we called the cops. They came over like super fucking fast.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured we didn't call like 911 because it wasn't an emergency, but I figured it would be like 30 minutes, an hour or something because it's not an emergency. There's other things going on and nope, they showed up right away. Very nice.
Very, very polite, very nice. Completely understandable the situation.
Yeah.
Took our statement, took some photos. 2 cops. 1 cop showed up. She started taking our statement.
Yep.
Another cop came over. He started doing photos of everything.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd cop came also. It was like, how the fuck? And like super goddamn quick.
Yeah.
And the 3rd cop showed up. And you had pointed out the bags to the other 2 cops. Like, I think another car got broken into, and this is their stuff.
Yeah.
And I was telling you the entire time, like, no, somebody got broken up with. Somebody got dumped. That's their shit. Like, get the fuck out of my life. You're done.
Yeah. Because it was piled up very nicely.
It was.
In a pile.
And there was even, like, a driver's license in a boot or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the 3rd cop comes by, and without talking to us at all, he's talking to the other cops. He's like, this looks like somebody got a little frisky with somebody else at the concert down the road, and this is their shit. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what fucking happened. And him and I had like a little chat, and I was like, we're on the same page, man. Like, this is what happened. While we're sitting there calling tow trucks, figuring stuff out with the cops.
We were like talking to insurance and stuff,
2 other gentlemen come walking down from the main street, and their eyes are just like, why the fuck are there cops here? Wait, where the fuck's our car?
Yeah.
And you're like, did you guys have a car over right here? And like, yes. It's like, I think you got stolen.
Yeah, their car actually got stolen. Ours, they attempted, but they just damaged it.
And that was their shit.
Yep.
Also, one of the guys, that was his driver's license. And we were talking like afterwards, like, why the fuck are you just...
Yeah.
Not only just pulling it out, not just like throwing it all over the place, but neatly piling it up in this like little compact little area. Yeah.
I mean, at least they didn't have all their shit stolen. I mean.
Yes, because they did have 2 amps and 2 guitars?
Yeah, I think
amps and guitars.
They had amps and guitars in their car too that was taken, but
that was left in the car.
Like when they took the car.
Not sure.
We don't know the whole story.
They seem like dumbass criminals because if they don't open the back, I would take the beer and shit.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to trace that? But my assumption is they just threw stuff out of the back seat, didn't even check the trunk, and that's where the stuff was, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, so they dealt with that with the cops, all that stuff. The whole time we're still sitting there because we're waiting for a tow truck and everything. That took like 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how long it took, but we didn't get back to the hotel when it was all said and done. The tow truck came, picked our car up, we got an Uber.
Yep.
And it must have been like 1:45 or something in the morning.
It had to be, yeah. Like the insurance file claim says 12:07, so it must have been an hour and a half for the tow truck to come.
And the thing is, like, this day it's Friday, it's a work day. We worked during the day. No, it's a Thursday.
It was Friday.
It was Friday. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So we worked during the day, went to the concert, figured we'd leave the concert early, get some rest to be fully charged for Saturday, and then rested as well, full day for Sunday.
Oh yeah, Sunday I was most excited for. So
same, and that was the whole reason of leaving early for Biohazard.
Yeah,
And
we stayed for half of Biohazard set, and then we're like, let's just go
get some rest.
Yeah, which I'm kind of glad that we didn't leave at midnight.
Yeah.
And start this whole process.
And yeah, that plan failed because of our car.
Yep.
But it's our fault for using apparently a shady.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it now, it's off the main road. I was all excited for it because I was like, oh, on the podcast, we'll talk about how cheap it is. Like, people can park there, blah, blah, blah.
Because we left the venue and you're like, oh, shit, they took down the $40 day sign. You should have taken a photo of that. And then we get like, haha, we saved money.
Yeah, but we didn't save money because now we had to pay our insurance deductible. Yep. Yeah, my boss even said when I talked to him, because I missed work on Tuesday, but dealing with the car. But he was like, oh, maybe you should have just paid the $35 at the venue.
Maybe.
I'm like, yeah, looking back on it. But anyways, so we go to bed. Well, we get back to the hotel. We go to bed.
Right away, yep.
But then our room is facing east. Nothing in front of it because it's a tall building. Over the lake.
Over the lake, yep.
Yep. Well, it's not by the lake by any means, but there's nothing there, so it's facing the lake. And the sun comes up at like 5 a.m., 4:45 a.m.
Yeah, and our hotel windows don't have great curtains.
No.
They stop just below the window, and there's just enough curtain where if you close it, there's a gap on either side.
On either side, yeah. Not blackout by any means.
And yeah, that sun comes up, and it's hot, and it's bright. So we got like 4 hours of sleep that night.
If that, yeah. I think, because I think I woke up at like 5 something, so that was probably like, I guess 3 hours of sleep. 3.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
But anyways, we didn't get much sleep.
I mean, and I may have been a little hungover too from all my bear
getting
hugs.
so many hugs.
Getting so many hugs.
Well, you even asked the cop in the parking lot, like, can I have a drink?
I mean, come on. I'm clearly not going to drive.
Clearly.
What's wrong with me sitting here and having a drink? And I asked him, like, this might sound like a stupid question, but clearly I'm not going to drive. Could I have a drink? And his response was, alcohol? And I was like, yes. No. And you're like, well, that's why you have a LaCroix. And I was like, God damn it, I do. So I went and got one of those. But I had pulled the cooler out, just reached in, pulled up a can of beer, had my finger on the tap, or whatever, the flip thingy, when the first cop pulled in. I was like, I guess I'm not drinking. Because I expected it to be a 40 fucking minute
like
wait.
what we talked about.
Like, that's enough time for at least one beer, maybe two.
You would have gotten like an open container ticket or something. Well, maybe.
Are you sure you didn't do this? Like, but anyway, like, yeah, that really affected our going into day 2.
Yeah, I mean, we got there. Well, we got up, got ready, and then we didn't actually leave the hotel till like 10.
Yeah, we talked about going to the breakfast place we always go to.
Build a breakfast.
Build a breakfast, build a burger, I think, right?
Yeah.
We were like, it's almost lunchtime. We talked about going to a record store also.
We did, yeah. That was our plan, was to go to a record store.
Right. And it's like, well, we don't know what the car is going to be. We don't know how much that's going to cost. We probably shouldn't be spending extra money.
I just didn't know how the insurance worked. Like
that too, yeah.
Because I was looking at the policy, and it's like $500 for this, $500 for this, $500 for this. And I'm like, I don't know. We've never done an insurance claim before. So I didn't know how it worked. Turns out you have one $500 or one deductible, whatever your deductible is.
At least for this incident.
Yeah, this one is. That's true. Maybe something else isn't like that.
But we decided like there's a burger joint down the road, not this one, but a different one that we've been to.
It's called Stacked. This one is.
Yeah. It's like what's the one here in town? Burger Bar. Yeah.
Yeah, like Burger Bar.
It's very similar to that, where you just like build your own burger type shit. So like, let's just walk over there, hang out. We have a few hours to kill because once again, doors weren't till 2 here.
Yep. But we had one. We could get in at 1.
Yeah.
But
we assumed we could get in at 1, but it sounds like everyone could have. And went down there, walked that way, had a burger, went back to the hotel and just sort of relaxed a little bit.
Yeah, I started trying to call auto repair shops, but everything was closed, and it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
So that's part of it.
Yep.
I was waiting for insurance to call, but then we decided to leave the hotel and take an Uber to the venue. Yep. About 1:30.
Thereabout. The door, like we could get in at 1:30. We eventually left about 1:30. Got in early. Just sort of wandered the event a little bit again, just to get more things. Checking out the mural that was done again, checking that out. And
this day you could go up to the ballroom right away.
You could,
because we went up to the ballroom right away, and that's when the insurance called. So I missed the first band, or we missed the first band.
We were actually, it was up there. We were in the ballroom, right? And the insurance called, and we ran down to get outside, try to find a quiet spot, and you like instantly step on the grass to walk away, and there's signs all over the place that say, "Please do not step on grass."
My whole plan was to go in that corner and just be away from everybody, so I could just talk.
Well, there's a reason nobody's there, because metalheads read signs and they're polite.
I know. I got off the grass as soon as you showed me.
Pointed, yeah.
Yes. Anyways,
and you're on the call talking to them. This is in the little
the parking lot
restaurant area.
The food truck area.
The food truck area, and there's security guards there on the driveway in, just a little barrier again separating things, but they were letting people in and out. I think it was bands carrying gear in and out. I saw people carrying shit in and out. Which I don't know when to bring this up. I'm going to bring it up now, I guess. That's one thing I'll say about this festival. I haven't seen this. The first time I saw this was at Gabe's when we saw Thrash of the Titans.
Oh, okay.
Where all of the bands were hanging out, listening to the other bands and talking with each other, hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
And it's maybe happened one other place that I can think of, but I can't think of off the top of my head. But all weekend long, the bands who were there on Friday were there on Sunday.
Yep.
Bands who were there on Sunday were there on Friday.
We saw Squid Ham. We saw Brian from Shadows Fall a couple times, and then we saw Squid Hammer a couple times.
Yep. A few other bands, they're checking out the music and listening and
I saw Black
it.
Dahlia Murders.
It was awesome to see, like, they're here enjoying the music themselves.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like...
Yeah. And I think that's fantastic, because I always think about that if you're in a band and you're performing, like, it would really suck to not be able to enjoy the music of other bands.
Yeah.
At least not from the crowd's perspective. Like, if you have to...
hang it backstage.
Be backstage, which is cool as well, but...
But they weren't. They were like in the crowd with the fans because they're fans themselves. People would walk up and talk to them, and they'd, sure, go ahead, take your photo with me, or like, thanks so much for your like, kind words.
Yeah,
it was so humbled to see all of these artists. Just, I'm here for the music, just like you as a fan are. Like, the reason I'm in this is because I love music, and that's why I'm here. Like, it was so fucking awesome to see.
Yeah, I like that aspect of. And maybe it happens at other festivals, just they're bigger, so you don't really see it. So, I mean, this is like probably a 3,000 person festival.
Maybe, yeah.
Not
even.
That ballroom's pretty small, and I'm sure they can't sell more than the tickets to get in there.
Maybe 2,500, 3,000, something like that.
Yeah.
But that was super
really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that was cool. And I saw the security guy that you're talking about opening the gate every once in a while.
Yeah, and it was
people.
You can kind of tell who was in the band, who wasn't, because they all had like their black lanyards also.
Yeah, the all access. It said all access.
Oh, did it say all access? Oh, that was awesome. But yeah, he was letting people in as you're on the phone talking. I'm talking to him just about music. Another security guard's a big Clutch fan, talking to them about Clutch. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna see them. I said for the first time in July, but I forgot we saw them at open air also.
Yeah.
And then another fan who's got all the Amon Amarth albums tattooed on his arm.
Oh, cool.
And he's getting the new one on his other arm, so he's going to have like a whole sleeve on both arms of Amon Amarth. I was like, that's fucking awesome. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he's going to see them when they come here with Ghost later
on.
Oh,
really?
The year. Yeah.
Oh, if you see him, we'll have to say hi. I mean, you probably won't, but...
But quick chat with the security guards and going back to listen to you on the phone. It's taking a while, like, to chat, figure out all the things. So again, you've never done this. You don't know what to do. You're trying to figure out all the information you can. And I hear the other security guard, the one who's a big Clutch fan, being like, yeah, they broke into his car just down the road. Oh, what do you have? Kia. And I was like, somebody got a car broken into down the road? Kia, you say? He's like, yeah, we actually last night we saw a bunch of fucking kids just go to all the car handles, like flip the car door knobs to figure out what car is unlocked, and just running all over the place. Like, they were no more than 15. They must have been just out for a joyride. I was like, huh, that's funny. Like, you parked like 2 blocks down this way, and we have a Kia. Our car got stolen, like broken into, trying to steal. And like had a brief conversation with them about that. Like, I guess one of the security people had their shit stolen also.
Oh, like their car was actually taken?
I think so, yeah. That's the way I understood it.
I mean, we got so lucky. I feel so bad for the other guys that came back to the parking lot that didn't have their car. Like, we have our car. We don't use our car that often, but it's like we can at least pay to get it fixed.
And they were the same way. They're like we can, and the security guard was saying the same thing. It's like money of it isn't the biggest issue because I mean everybody has insurance, or a lot of people have insurance, so it's like the insurance will cover it. But it's the inconvenience, the hours and hours I have to waste now doing this.
Yeah,
and
for a lot of people, they need to utilize their car to get around. We're in Chicago where we don't utilize our car that often, only when we travel. Luckily, this was the last weekend of May. If it happened the first weekend of May,
we'd be fucked.
We would have been fucked because we traveled a lot in May.
But like even that car that did get stolen in our parking lot, they found it. These shithead kids just took it out, and it sounds like they joyrided and either crashed it or couldn't get too far, and they're like, all right, fuck it, leave it here.
Yeah.
But I thought that was not funny, but it was interesting.
That it was more than just two cars. It was probably a lot in the neighborhood, whoever they could.
Yeah. But because of that, we did miss the first few bands. So again, Doors at 2.
Yep.
First band actually was on the second stage at 2:05, but we'll get to that because we're going to start with
the bar stage.
The bar stage, the third stage. So on the third stage, we have MRSA, Engineered Society Project, or ESP, Vermilion, Rose Funeral, Swollen Teeth, Macabre, Ingrown, Ripper, closing out the third stage. Then on the second stage, we have Phobophilic, Malignancy.
Well, we think.
Macabre, Blood Incantation, Frozen Soul, Jungle Rot, Immolation, Raven, and then closing it out, we have Obituary. The main stage, we have Undeath, Misery Index, Terror, Fear Factory, Black Dahlia Murders, Shadows Fall, Suicidal Tendencies, and Anthrax. So of these bands on Saturday, we saw Phobophilic, Undeath, both of which we didn't see the whole set.
No, Phobophilic we missed half of it because I was on the phone call.
Exactly.
And then Undeath we walked in the middle of it.
Yep. ESP, we basically saw the whole set. I think we left like the last song or one or two songs.
Yeah, I think we saw most of that.
Misery and Debt?
Index.
Misery Index. Yep, Misery Index, we saw that, not the whole set. Macabre.
Yeah, Macabre was like, they did like a skit thing, and I wasn't really into it.
Oh, this is the hillbilly.
The hillbilly.
I loved this.
I know you loved it. I was not into it, so I was like, I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, every intro to the song, it was basically a history of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they did, and their name was X, or their handle. I guess handle is what before handles were a thing. They had them.
Yeah.
Because he did like
You're at
what is it, BTS killer?
Yeah.
BSK, Bound Strangle Killer, whoever it was, out in California.
That was in California? I thought that was in Kansas.
No, he was a cop who was out in California, I think.
For some reason I thought that was in Kansas.
But he would do like a whole...
Yeah, like a bit
here's what he did, and his name was, and there was a whole song about this guy.
Yeah.
About this, they're all guys, basically, I think.
Most of them.
And then he had two people on the side of the stage who would come out and like beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. I enjoyed it. But you weren't not a big fan, so we left.
No.
Vermilion, though, was also playing. We did see their whole set. I was wanting to see them.
That was on the
bar stage.
The bar stage, yeah.
Third stage.
Yeah.
Blood Incantation. Didn't see all of their set. Then we went up to the main stage to see Fear Factory, the Black Dahlia Murders, Shadows Fall, all of their sets.
Yeah.
Then back down to see Obituary, followed up by Suicidal Tendencies for just a few songs because our car fucked us. And
we were
fucked us.
So tired.
Yes.
So I think you fell asleep during Incantation, or Blood Incantation, when we were talking about you falling asleep on the balcony.
Yes, and then we got food. Right.
Yeah, because like I think I was getting hungry and you were like sleeping. I'm like, do you want to go walk around? Like we need to get up and move.
Yep.
And then for Fear Factory, in the Black Dahlia murder, we basically sat on the side of the stage in those balcony seats.
So Fear Factory, I think we were standing the whole time.
Oh, were we
straight
behind?
on?
Okay.
Yep. But then we went to the side and
sat for Black Dahlia murder.
Sat for Black Dahlia murders. And this is also, I think, Fear Factory. I think I went and got a beer and came back up to stand there by those windows, which we didn't want to stand by the windows too bad because there was a really bad fish smell.
Oh, yeah. The river smelled bad.
Yeah.
Or the lake smelled bad that day.
And the wind was just blowing wrong or something.
I forgot that.
But as I was walking up from getting my beer, this like bird flies in. And you're like, oh, did you see the bird? I was like, are you sure that's a bird? It looked like a goddamn bat.
Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
And then it was a bat. Like this fucking bat was flying all over
the entire
venue.
time, yeah. They ended up catching it during the Black Dahlia murder.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just like flying around.
But for those two, we were up there.
Yeah. And it was the Black Dahlia murder, I think, where the crowd surfer that you were talking about that hit his hut. Like,
is that where it was?
Okay.
Head.
Yeah. Because they really encourage crowd surfing.
They do, yeah. And like I said, nothing, like no fault on security at all. I just think they were spread thin over two stages mainly.
Yeah.
If it was just one stage, or maybe, I don't know, because they, like we said, there have been shows where they have multiple stages before. Maybe they just weren't expecting the crowd or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it did seem like the security was a little light in terms of catching crowd surfers.
Yeah. I was excited to see Fear Factory because we were supposed to see them with Static X, and
yes,
you were sick.
I think I had COVID, plus my foot was hurting really bad. It's like I could barely walk. Yeah.
So we ended up leaving that show early. So this is kind of our redemption to see Fear Factory. So.
I really enjoyed their set.
Yeah. You sure we weren't on the floor during that?
No, we weren't on the floor.
Okay, so we must have been standing.
Yep.
Shadowfall, we were on the floor though.
Shadows Fall, we did come down on the floor, and I was super fucking excited to finally see them again.
Yeah.
It's only my second time seeing them.
And they were your first concert.
The first GA show.
Yes.
My first.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
First band at my first GA show. They opened for Lamb of God and Slipknot.
Yeah.
And I talked about this in our very first episode of we showed up late. I was pissed at my friends for having to pick them up. I was pissed at my shitty car for not driving on the interstate. Like we took the back roads, and we get there and the concert started, and I'm pissed because you can hear it out in the parking lot. And I'm just like, fuck, I want to see all three of these bands. All three of these bands are fucking awesome. God damn it, I'm missing them because of everything, because of XYZ. And then you walk into the back, and straight in front of you is the stage, and there's Brian like doing his hair twirl and like the mic twirl.
Just the dreads, yeah.
And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is what live music's about. This is what GA is about. I'm so fucking pumped. And from that day forward, I've been hooked and loved it. And like they were like, that was the first sight I saw walking in was that, and I was so pumped to see them again because of that reason. And we did, and it was awesome. It was a great fucking set. I had so much fun.
Yeah, he still has the fucking energy and swings those dreads around. And
the dreads are much fucking longer,
yeah,
too.
they're like down to his feet or like his ankles.
I used to tell people like, oh, yeah, like in like high school and college, like, oh yeah, like his dreads are down past his ass. And they weren't. They were like lower back. Now they're like, he's like stepping on them as he's walking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that they kept those going. And they haven't been a band for a while. They kind of, I don't know if they broke up or just sort of like stopped making music or whatnot, or life happens, you know. And I don't know if it was 2019 or 2020 or even 2021, but they did a sort of reunion show or an anniversary show in Boston, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Because they're out from New England. That's where they're from.
Okay.
And it's like, I think they did one or two shows, but either way, whatever number of shows they did, they sold out everything like instantly. And they came out and the crowd was awesome. I was reading an article that I'm vaguely remembering now, but they're like, this showed us that people still want our music. People still want to see us. So maybe we need to hit the road again. And even on this set, they're like, we might be working on new music. Who would be interested in that? And like the crowd cheered, and it was like, fuck, I'm so excited to see them.
I think they are the ones that said that they played the Rave for the first time at 1998 Milwaukee Metal Fest.
So there were a lot of bands who were like, we played at 91 Metal Fest, 98 Metal Fest.
Because they used to do it, and then it hasn't happened for 20 years, I think.
2004 or something along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, so basically 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know when it stopped, but I didn't even know this was a thing until this came around.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
And like all the bands were like praising Jamey Jasta from Hatebreed.
Yeah.
Because he bought the rights, he brought it back.
We were at Summerfest last year, and that's where I saw the article that Jamey Jasta bought the rights to Milwaukee Metal Fest. And I remember telling you, like, they hadn't announced that they were going to do it. But I remember telling you, like, oh my God, that would be fucking awesome if they had a Metal Fest.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, like, we just said, like, that they had done it in the past and everything. But I was like, oh my God, Milwaukee is so close. Like, if they do this, we have to go. And then I think they announced in January that this was going to happen. I hope they do it next year.
I hope so,
I mean, we're not at the end yet, but
I hope
it was so much fun.
We also talked about this with open air, maybe not on the podcast, but just between us, of like the first two open airs were amazing. And there really isn't, and I say Midwest, I guess Kansas City's in the Midwest, but like the Chicagoland area doesn't have a metal hard rock festival. We have Riot Fest, which is kind of the closest thing you're going to get. There's metal acts that show up there. Yeah. But there's nothing dedicated solely to metal and hard rock. And I really think that this market could use it. And like Milwaukee, to me, includes that market. So bringing this back to Milwaukee, I'm perfectly fine going to Milwaukee. I just want something that's a 2-hour drive from where I live here in Chicago.
Yeah, because they have like Rockfest in Cadet, Wisconsin and stuff, but like that's a long drive.
Kansas City has Rockville or something like that.
Kansas City does?
Kansas City used to have one. I don't know if they still do. But that's another one that's quite a ways away. I thought that was a Danny Wimmer one, but maybe not.
Rockville sounds familiar, but I don't think that's in Kansas City, is it?
I thought so.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to do some research.
I thought that was in Florida.
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, open air also has multiple open airs.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So,
yeah. But yeah, we don't really have anything by us. Like Chicago gets a lot of metal acts, but we don't have a festival.
Yes.
So having a festival close enough where we can drive or take the train or whatever.
Which we had to because we didn't have a car.
Yeah, we took the train back.
Yep.
And we might be taking the train every time we go to Milwaukee now. But yeah, like I mean, even though I was fucking tired on Saturday, I had a fantastic fucking time on Saturday. Like,
same.
Every single thing that I saw except for Macabre was, like, I was so into. Now looking at it, like, I know Jungle Rot is going to be on 70,000 Tons, and I'm like, oh, man, we missed them. Like, there's a lot of bands that we missed, and I think for a couple of reasons. One, we got a snack that day, I think. Or we got food that day.
We did every day, yes. I mean, but once again, it's like back-to-back music all day. There's no breaks at all.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to miss something.
Yeah. So, and then also between Black Dahlia Murder, Fear Factory, Black Dahlia Murder, and Shadows Fall, I think we just stayed in the main stage because we were fucking tired. Which...
That, and I definitely wanted to see Shadow Fall. I want to see everything.
Yeah. So, and Black Dahlia Murder, I listened to a podcast, and they talk about like it's the husband's favorite band, and we've never seen them. We were supposed to see them with Parkway Drive before Parkway Drive announced that they weren't going to do their tour in 2021.
2022, I think.
2022.
Yeah, I think that was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
Okay, but I know we were supposed to see them before. Was it their drummer that passed away?
I can't remember. Yeah.
Trevor is his name. Anyways, so we were supposed to see him before that happened. But we obviously didn't see them because Parkway Drive canceled their tour, blah, blah, blah. So that was exciting to see them. I just wish I had more energy to.
Yeah.
But I got some cool video, though, because like they had great crowd surfers and a great pit, which you don't like circle pits, but it looks fucking awesome from the balcony.
Yeah.
So anyways, go on to what you want to say.
No, yeah, the circle pit thing, I did bring that up, I think, the next day of like, I think it was during the Black Dahlia murders where
they ran a mile in a circle.
There's 3 types of pits. There's like the hardcore pit where people are basically fighting each other and trying to like just beat the shit out of each other, which I don't like that. There's the like pinball wizard pits where people are just bouncing off and pushing people around. I love those kind of pits. And then there's the circle pit where it's people just run in a giant oval and it's like 14 laps, you've done a mile. And it's like every single one of these people, I'm guessing 99% of the people in that circle pit were the type of people in high school gym that you told them to run and they're pissed that they have to run. And now it's like, go ahead, run a mile. It's going to take you 75 fucking laps to do it. And they're like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's run this mile.
Yeah.
And like that is, it's boring to me of like, you might stumble and fall and somebody picks you up. Like, cool, that's great. Like, that's what you do anyway in a pit. But we just run in a circle. Like, I want the mosh. Like, I want you to.
You want a moshing pit.
Yeah, I want a moshing pit.
Yeah. I think it looked really cool, though. But
I don't like them. They took up way too much goddamn floor room, too. Of like, we're just running in a circle. And then when they're not doing it, there's like nobody even closes the circle just stays, the oval, and there's nothing happening in this dead space. Like, normally the crowd, you think, would consolidate back down around it. But no, it's like, this is the racetrack where you want to go. Or sometimes there'd be people in the middle. That was kind of cool. Where if it was
like the big circle. Yeah.
The donut hole was filled with people just standing there. That's kind of cool. But otherwise, when it's just a dead space there for 90% of the show or for 50% of the show, it's sort of like, this is lame. This is boring. Fucking mosh. Don't do this. Don't do the mosh where you're like throwing punches and haymakers and shit, but go up and like...
Ow. I wasn't ready for that.
You're never ready in like a pit. That's the whole point. It's fun. And it's fun to be on the side like and get pushed into. Like, I love that. But the running, no, I'm not running. I don't, no, not running.
You don't even get in the pit, so.
Yeah, but I'm not going to run either. Anyway,
and then we got to see
Obituary. After Shadows Falling, went to Obituary.
Which we saw Obituary with Lamb of God last year.
Yes. You really loved their set.
I really loved them.
I thought they were fine, honestly.
At Lamb of God?
Yeah, at Lamb of God. I was like, it's a fine set. It's not great.
Yeah.
But this set was very different, I felt like.
Oh, really? You thought it was different?
I did. It felt more thrashy than... I don't know why.
I wonder if it's just the acoustics of Aragon versus... This was on the second stage.
Could be. They played a lot of stuff off their new album, too. Yeah. So it could be that album is just more thrashy than past albums. I haven't listened to a whole lot of their catalog, honestly, but I did thoroughly fucking enjoy this set. This set was so goddamn good.
Yeah.
They even did an encore with like 3 songs.
They did, yeah.
Which was really cool. There was a band member who came in. We were behind the soundstage, came in and just hung out in the sound area.
Yeah, I swore it was Brian from Shadows Fall, but then we kept thinking that this person had a goatee.
I think so.
And Brian does not have a goatee. So.
I don't know who this was. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep thinking now, and I'm like, I swear it was still Brian, but
they're just hanging out, having a good time. Do the same thing. The band gets off, and they take their earplugs out, and they're sitting there talking to the sound engineer.
Yeah.
And then it starts kicking up with the background, like the intro track, and then like, oh shit, I gotta put my earplugs back in. I did the same thing. I was like really fucking loud. I'm like, all right, I gotta put my earplugs in. We're gonna keep going. Because they closed down the second stage.
They did, yeah.
I fucking loved their set. I thought it was so good.
Me too. I liked it better than at Aragon, I think.
Yeah. And we were going to leave actually right after this set.
We were, yeah.
But you're like, let's just go up and check out Suicidal
Tendencies. I don't really know Suicidal Tendencies, so I was like, let's go see what they're all about. So I think we went and saw like 2 songs.
I think like 2 songs. At the middle of their set, I remember getting up there and there's these little fucking kids just running all over the stage and bouncing around and having a good time. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then there's like this tiny ass kid on bass just like jamming out. And I was
we were at the back of the oval, I say oval, but at the back of the ballroom.
So I took the kids at being like 7, the little kids, and the kid on bass being like 13.
Yeah, I was going to say 12, but yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe these are just the kids of the band members. And they're like, we've been doing this for 40 years. We now have kids. Like, we missed the intro of the set. We don't know what
we were watching Obituary. So.
Yeah. We don't know, like, what led up to this. That's just what my narrative in my head was. And the kids are just bouncing around, having a good time. And they go and do the next song. And it's like, oh, it's not just a 1-song thing. They're going to keep playing. And that kid on bass is still going about it. And then, like, maybe we left soon after that, or maybe into the 3rd song or something along those lines. Kids still up on stage having a good time. There are people off to the side of the stage. probably those kids' parents just hanging out. But this kid on bass just sitting there, just going away, having a good time. And they're like, all right, well, we're fucking exhausted. Let's go to bed. Let's go home. And I think it was back at the hotel that you looked it up to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, so we were sitting in the hotel room, and I was looking at Instagram, I think, to try to figure out if anybody posted what was going on with all these kids on the stage, since we missed the beginning, but there was nothing posted. But then I was, like, looking at pictures of the band and stuff, and I was like, I think this person is in the band, not a kid, even though we thought it looked like a kid. But turns out that it's Ty Trujillo, which is Rob from Metallica's son.
Who also used to be in
Who used to be on Suicidal Tendencies. Yeah. So, I don't know. I was like dumbfounded where I'm like, oh my God, I thought this was like I thought 12-year-old kid, but you said 13. Whatever. But like we thought that this was a kid, and he's like 18 now?
We're fucking horrible with age.
Oh,
like,
we are.
We see, like, we used to work fast food restaurants, and that was when we were 16. And we see kids in there now, and we go to a fast food restaurant, and it's like, this motherfucker's 12. But no, they're probably like 18.
Yeah.
I think you said he is probably 19.
He might be 19 now.
Or 20, turning on to 21, something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old he is, but he started playing at 6. I can't remember what band he was in, but Inflate? No, I'm not even going to say it because I can't remember, but he was in a band at 16, and now he's like 19 or 20 or something. So, yeah, I mean, he's still a kid, but...
Yeah, and I think that's really cool that he's like in the same band his dad was. Like, Rob was in the band from like in the 80s to like the mid-90s, and he just started, Ty just started in like 2001. Yeah. 2021.
2021, yeah. 2001, he probably wasn't even born.
But, I don't know, I thought that was awesome. I really fucking shitty with age for sure, but yeah.
And now I kind of there's a lot of bands that like I've heard of Suicidal Tendencies. I don't know who they are. I don't know the band members. I'm not very good with band members, but it's same with like celebrities. I'm not good with like celebrity like movies, names or actors. Like seeing like if I see them I would be like, you look familiar, but I don't know who you are, which is the same. So like I'm just horrible at that. So even this like if I would have. I feel like now I know that he played the bass, but it wasn't like something that I put 2 and 2 together.
But I mean, we saw a few songs, and we're like, we're tired. Let's go home. Let's go to bed.
Well, and also like we'd seen Anthrax.
Yes.
So in my mind, I was like, Sunday. There was a lot that I wanted to see, so I was like, I don't want to be how we are today, where like we're just fucking exhausted.
We were dragging all day.
We
long.
were, like,
we would. It was hard.
We would like sit for a little bit, and then we'd be like, okay, let's get up and walk around. You fell asleep at least once.
Yeah.
But like we just needed to keep moving so we wouldn't fall asleep. But we'd seen Anthrax, like I said. So after seeing a couple songs of Suicidal Tendencies, I was like, and I knew we had to get an Uber back to the hotel, so I was like, let's leave. Let's go try to get a car. Let's get some sleep. And that was my whole thing is like, let's get sleep because we know the sun's going to come up fucking early.
Yeah.
So that we can get to Sunday.
What were your highlights for Sunday?
From Saturday?
Yes, for Saturday.
I think Obituary, even though we had seen Obituary. Seeing Black Dahlia Murders was really cool. I wish I had energy to be on the floor. I could have probably done it. I was just being lazy and wanted to sit down.
Yeah.
What about you?
Shadows Fall, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
That was
what that's true.
most, that was what I was excited for the most. Obituary, pleasantly, like we've seen them before. I liked them before. They weren't like, oh my God, they're awesome. Like they're good. I'll see them again. But seeing them, this time I was like, holy shit, that was fucking
That was
awesome
a lot different for you. Yeah.
One other quick thing that I did really like about Saturday was when we got back to the hotel. And
oh shit! Yes, yeah.
I went to the bar, got some beer, and I'm leaving the bar to go back up to our room. You're sitting there waiting for me, and you just see these couple of like these 4 or 5 guys come in carrying clearly gear.
Yeah.
And this hotel is the ground floor. You have to go up these like grand staircases on either side to get to the lobby. Straightforward is sort of this like mural type thing, which behind it is a restaurant, like a continental breakfast thing.
Yeah, like the breakfast place.
But that's also where the elevators are. I don't know if there's a sign that says elevators over here. There must be.
There might be, but we just know, so we don't notice at all.
But I did see them like look around like, oh shit, how are we gonna have to carry this shit upstairs? God damn it. And I was like, looking for the elevators? Follow us this way. So 2 of them are like, elevators are this way. The other members of the band or the group or whoever is with them, it's like, we're gonna take the stairs. And the only thing I think is like, creepy fans are gonna come here, like murder us and rape us and make a skin suit out of us, or like.
Is that really what you thought?
No, but afterwards, like, I think
like,
they just wanted to take the stairs.
Yeah,
instead.
I think they were like, I don't want to wait for an elevator, so
yeah,
we'll just take the stairs.
But 2 of them came with us, held the door for them, took them up. Like, you guys want the lower lobby, or no, the lobby 1L because we're on the lower lobby. So we hit the button for them, hit our room, and then it's just 1 floor up, and just chatted with them for a little bit. They were like, going to the.
They asked how the show was.
Yeah. It was like, are you going to the metal show? It's like, yeah. It's like, how is it? And it's like, fucking awesome. This thing is so much cool. This is so cool. We're like, so we assume you're in a band. Like, yeah, we're in a band. Play tomorrow. It's like, oh, cool.
Who are you?
Who are you? You're like, Gatecreeper. I was like, holy shit, right? Yeah, we would have seen you at Line Fest, but we didn't. But at that point, they were out. And
they were like leaving. Yeah.
But it's kind of cool.
But then, like looking back on it, like their guitar, they were like the hard guitar cases, but they had like Gatecreeper.
Yeah.
But they had lots of stickers. But I remember seeing those, and it's like with the whole band thing where I'm just like, oh, now I felt dumb that we didn't know who they were. Blah 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 blah.
Because we didn't even like ask them, who are you? Like the first question I think is like, where'd you come in from? I think, and like, oh, we flew in from Canada.
Oh, did we?
I think we asked them that. Yeah. Oh. And like, oh shit, that must have been a long flight. Like just a little shit about like that banter.
But also, we don't want to be like those creeps that are like, who are you with?
Yep.
We're not fans, but we could be. You want to be friends?
Right. But after that, I was like, oh shit, we should probably check out their set, which I think we were planning on anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to see them. I knew that we had seen them because we walked in when they were like playing their final song, I think, of Line Fest.
I think so, yeah.
So, and I really enjoyed that then. You not so much, but you were just pissed about. I think about.
I was very, very pissed at that point.
You were pissed that we missed like 3 or 4 bands already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to check them out again. I had not listened to them since Line Fest, but.
And this is another band that we're gonna see later this year, so it's super fucking awesome. I'm excited to see them again. We didn't get to see much of their set jumping forward, but we did see a few songs, and it was awesome. Such sweet fucking guys, so humble, and
they were just like, I mean, everybody's just a normal person, obviously, but they obviously didn't have like an ego on them, like
white.
What the fuck? We're from Gatecreeper, like you don't know who we are, like. They were just like, oh, thanks, man, for getting us to the lobby. You know, like it was just like one of those things.
And we did see them the last day when we were leaving after the concert. They're hanging down in that same little lobby, like that little thing I was talking about that was like straightforward. There's like a bench there. That's where you were sitting when I walked out of the bar, and they were just sitting there together and just like, we went up there straight above that, looking forward.
You're so confusing right now.
I am. Around that same area, there's like another loungy type area for the hotel for you to hang out in. Small bar that's now not always open, but usually at night it is. And you can look down on that same area. And we sat there. You were doing some editing, and I was reading, and you would just hear them like laughing and making each other laugh. And it's like they're just here having a good time. I don't know. It was awesome, and no ego, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everybody's just a regular person, and I mean, we've heard that some band members are kind of ego-driven or whatever. But
ego-driven, high maintenance.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just like us. They were there to go to the festival on Sunday. Obviously they were performing, but I'm sure they checked out the festival because they were later in the day, so they probably checked out the morning.
I'm sure they did, and and like mine as well, right? Like, I have to come here to get paid. That's cool, but I also get a free show out of this. Like, fuck, how is that not awesome?
Yeah.
And a lot of the bands, like we said, were there all weekend and just checking it out, having a good time. And it makes me so happy to see musicians love music. Like we were talking to people who were like roadies or something, and they're like, everybody in the music industry hates music. And that kind of hurt me a little bit.
That was at the Billy Joel concert. They were the stage crew.
I was like, I don't want musicians to be like, this sucks, I have to do this, this is bullshit. You know, like have that kind of feeling. I want them to enjoy it and have fun. Like if they're not doing it, find what makes you happy in life. Same with everybody. Like if you're not enjoying what you're doing, find the thing that makes you happy and pursue that.
Yeah.
So seeing the other bands when they're done just come out and check out music, they clearly enjoy music and live music, and it was so nice. It made me smile so much when I saw a band member just sitting there jamming out.
On Saturday when I was talking to the insurance adjuster, he did ask me. He was like, because I was like, oh, sorry, I had to, like, give me 30 seconds. Like, I had to leave. I'm at a venue and, like, it's loud. And so he asked, he was like, are you in a band? And I was like, no. But I think I said, like, no, I wish. And I was like, wait, no, I don't wish. I was like, that'd be really cool to be with a band. But I was like, no, we just partake in concerts. But yeah, I don't think I'd wish to be in a band, but to be a tour with a band, would be pretty cool.
But I mean, that was the end of day 2, and it was a very nice end of the day. A
lot better than finding our car all fucked over.
Kind of disappointed we didn't get to stick around for the whole thing.
Yeah,
but at the same time, got this cool little experience, and we got to be rested for the next day.
Yes, yeah. I think we got 7 hours of sleep this night.
We did get a bit. The sun was still a piece of shit and shined right through early in the morning. But we
went to bed by midnight, so it was good to get a few hours of sleep.
Yeah, we went back to our hotel. We had cheese and bread and like charcuterie.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
So ate that. We were gonna do that every night, but Friday we got back and we were like, I'm just going to bed. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we didn't care about food. We were just like, let's just go to sleep.
But yeah, day 3, Sunday, May 28th. The first band did start at 2 p.m., which is when the doors opened.
Yeah, we got in early because we got there like 1:30 that day.
Yeah, but again, early access was kind of weird where it almost seemed like everybody had it, which is kind of cool, honestly. So, and again, I really enjoy not the first band starting when doors open. This is the first time it happened, but again, sort of not at the same time.
Yeah,
so.
They were letting everybody in, I think.
But going down that list, starting out on the third stage, on the third day, we have Demonscar, followed by Dead by Wednesday, followed by Hath, High Command, Fuming Mouth, Molder, Thrown into Exile, Pissing Razors, I did not know that, and then Unearth, closing out the third stage. Leading off the second stage, we have Gates to Hell, Casket Robbery, that's kind of cool name, I like that, Morta Skull, Vended, Dead to Fall, Body Snatcher, Angus Apertuda. They fucked that name up hard.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm
not
sorry.
how you. We'll put up a visual of how to actually say that.
Followed by Gatecreeper that we talked about. Then closing out, we have Symphonic Carnage.
Cephalic.
Whatever, I fucked that name up too. Sorry.
Cephalic Carnage, I think.
Yep.
We can't read very well.
Dyslexia strikes again. Then
Good thing they're not like the death.
It's spelled out.
Metal,
I would not fucking know. Like some of the I love death metal. Like their
the logos. Yeah.
I can't read shit.
Like, did you ever see the one for Blood Incantation?
I think so.
It's just like squiggle, 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 squiggle. I'm like, how do you get Blood Incantation out of that?
It's cool as fuck.
It is cool as fuck.
So goddamn awesome. But I can't read that shit.
But if you don't know it's Blood Incantation, you're never gonna know what band that is.
I don't even attempt anymore. I just that's fucking awesome. That's cool. And then
you just know them by the label or by the logo.
And you know instantly what type of music it's gonna be when you see that. Yeah. And it's like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, I like them too. I think they're really cool too. But yeah. At least this is spelled out in words.
It's spelled out in readable words. And by readable I mean for normal people. I'm clearly can't read them. So anyway, day 3. We have Repentance, Dying Wish, Broken Hope. Gonna fuck this name up.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Hard.
I've been trying to say this name all weekend.
Sangusa Gagabog.
I like that. I like that one.
Sangusa Gagabog.
Yep.
Sorry again. I'm really, really sorry that we fucked that name up. The Halo Effect. We even saw Sangusa Gagabog. A little bit of their set. It was a good set, I remember. But
it was, yeah. I wish they would have said their name.
I'm sure they didn't. Anyway,
we just didn't hear it.
I'm sorry. Halo Effect was after them. And we may have said that already, but whatever. Halo Effect was next. After the Burial, Machine Fucking Head, and Lamb of God. Closing out.
On Sunday.
Closing out the festival on Sunday.
Yes. What a fantastic fucking day.
Yes.
I loved Sunday. I mean, I love Saturday and Sunday.
I did too. Sunday was honestly, it looked like out of the 3 days, Sunday was definitely my favorite day. But quickly, let's just go through the bands we did see and we didn't see. Demonscar, we saw their whole set. Repentance saw a little bit, but not their whole thing. Same with Dead by Wednesday, which
we saw 2 songs.
We saw the final end of their set.
Yeah, so Dead by Wednesday, we saw a song of just them, and then Brian from Shadowfall came out and sang the last song with them.
Yeah, I really loved what I heard from those 2 songs.
Yeah.
Even if Brian didn't come out and sing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was great energy, good vibes.
Yeah.
We'll get into Demonscar here in a little bit. I want to come back to them.
Okay,
But following Dead by Wednesday, we had Dying Wish, saw their whole set. Vended saw their whole set, third time within the month that we've seen them.
Yes, in 16 days. We saw them 3 times. And this time, again, we were almost the same spot as Chemist, like on the edge of the rail.
We were, yeah. And like that's where they were hanging out beforehand.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the guy's name with the mask, but he was down there in like devil horns and he saw me and it was really cool.
Yeah. Because you had a Vended shirt on that day.
I did, yeah. Sangusasagabog. We saw all of their set, actually. We did not see just a few. We saw the whole thing.
Well,
because at this point, after Vended, we basically went to the main stage and hung out there. Because then we have Halo Effect, saw their whole set. We'll talk about that soon. After the Barrel, we did not see all of their set. Gatecreeper, we saw some of their set, like we said. Machine Fucking Head saw all of their set. And it's not Machine Fucking Head, it's Machine Head, but Machine...
No, shit, it's Machine Fucking Head.
Yeah.
That's their name.
They spell it wrong on everything they do. They just spell Machine Head, but the fans will tell you, no, it's Machine Fucking Head. I don't know why they keep spelling their name wrong, but they keep doing it. And then closing out, we saw Lamb of God, saw their whole set.
Yes.
It was after the Halo Effect for After the Burial. That's where we saw a little bit of their set, and then we went and got food, I think.
Yeah, so my whole plan was... Because I wanted to see After the Barrel again. We had seen them already this year, but
and they put on a great show.
Yeah, they do. I wanted to see them again. I didn't know who the Halo Effect was, but once they played their first song, I pretty much knew I didn't want to leave. I wanted to hear the whole set. And their newer band started in 2020, I think, or 2021.
Just soon, yeah. Like very young.
From fucking Sweden, obviously.
Everything good from Sweden. Or not everything, but like so much goddamn good shit from Sweden.
Everything from Sweden is good. Let's say it that way.
Yeah, there we go.
So, and that's not the reason why I wanted to stay. It was because they're from Sweden. But once I heard their first song, I was like, I don't want to leave. And because what we were going to do is go get food during the Halo Effect so that we could see all of After the Burial, go see Gatecreeper, Machine Head, and Lamb of God. And not have to get dinner in between there. But in my mind, I was like, I've never seen this fucking band. They're fucking amazing. I've seen After the Burial. Let's go during After the Burial to get food.
Yep.
So.
And then because, the way times work, we stayed for the rest of After the Burial.
Yep.
They got over. All right, let's go check out Gatecreeper real quick and then come up for Machine.
Yeah, because we saw most of After the Burial, I think. We maybe missed 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, I think so.
Just because we were getting food and needed to step away for a little bit. But and then for Machine Head and Lamb of God, we just stayed on the floor.
We did stay on the floor, but before we talk about them, I want to jump back up here to
Demonscar. Oh my God, the first band of the day.
And like I said, they started the time the doors opened, but again,
we were already in there.
Very,
it's fluid.
It's fluid. The door time was fluid.
Well, the first day it wasn't because we all lined up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
If you didn't have VIP, they lined you up in the parking lot. But
after that,
it was a pretty fluid door time.
Show up after 1, you can get in basically. But Demonscar started off on the third stage. We'd only seen a few shows or a few acts up to this point on the third stage.
Yeah, because we were mostly on the second stage or the main stage to see shows.
Third stage by far was my favorite stage.
Okay.
Because of the vibe of it, of just this tiny ass club, like bar club type stage.
I think that's why. Not that I didn't like it, but I didn't like it unless you got there before the band started.
Fair.
I'm not the person who's going to come in late and then shove my way to the front.
Yeah.
So.
But it was intimate. It was small. It's kind of divey. All along the walls.
It smelled like beer.
That's the divey aspect.
Yeah, the walls are cool though.
The walls, they have all their past shows of who played. Of like, this is the poster for that particular event. Yep. So it's fucking awesome to go through.
It was fun to go through and like look and be like, oh my god, this band was here. This band played with this band. Like that was really
Rob
cool.
Zombie was here in 2001 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Chevelle's been here several
I can't
times.
remember the
Lamb of God was fucking here.
It was like I can't remember the lineup, but I think it was Lamb of God headlining. But then there was like two bands.
Switch Engage in Chimera or something like that.
Yes, that show, which was like in 2004 or something
like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, that would have been fucking awesome to see.
But like just going through all those old posters, they had a Tupac one from 94 or 91 or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, motherfuck, Tupac played here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was really cool to go through and see all the posters.
So like that whole venue, like that stage, I loved a lot.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if they have that open where you can walk through, like they have a regular show. We should check that out because it would be kind of cool to check it out, like slowly check it out when there's not much going on there. So
yeah, but like I said, like we hadn't really checked out a whole lot at this stage. We'd seen a few things.
Yeah.
Gost or however you pronounce that, we saw their whole set.
ESP we saw
almost all of their set there, and like one or two other ones we stopped in. And
there was a couple.
Checked it out, but I was like, this is at 2 p.m. I want to see this. We've seen a lot on the second stage. I want to hang out on this stage at least for a few acts, not even knowing who the bands were. And Demonscar comes out, and it's just three guys, a bass, a guitar, and a drummer.
Yep.
And they fucking...
And the bass was the vocalist as well, right?
He was, yeah.
Or the main vocalist, I should say.
And
the
they
lead vocalist.
fucking killed it instantly.
Yeah.
The guitar riffs were fucking phenomenal. It's this old school sort of rocky sound.
Yeah, it was very rocky, yeah. Punk, I think, like, even on their Instagram or like on their Facebook, I think it's like punk rock, which I got that vibe too, like the punk vibe. And you're not into punk, but
I'm not. But it was more thrashy than punky, and more rocky than punky. Yeah. There was definitely punk elements to it.
The lyrics were punky in my mind.
Yeah,
but,
I get that.
Yeah, but the guitar
musically
riffs,
for sure. And the guitarist, when he did his solos, I was like, holy fuck, this guy is awesome.
Yeah, and the drummer sang a song.
That was my favorite song.
Yeah.
Of like maybe
Do you remember the song
day. We added them to the playlist. I listened to it again. I can find it if I hear it. I don't know the song by name just yet.
But if you hear it, yeah.
That was probably my favorite song of the day, honestly.
The whole day?
Maybe even the weekend.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
I love that so much. Like when he was singing, and then the normal lead would come in and have like a deeper sort of growly aspect to it. Like just the composition of that song, how it flowed, like
I wish they were
so good.
I wish they could have played on the second stage and had a longer set, but
yeah.
Would they play for 20 minutes?
Yep.
Yeah.
And like the kids we saw the night before on the stage were there with their dad again, or
the person,
whoever was watching these kids.
Somebody just stole them off the street to have kids.
You're going to go to a metal concert and love it. I'm going to teach you right.
Yeah.
But they were, like we said, there was no rail on this, so they're just like up against the stage and fucking rocking out.
Yeah. The one was like trying to like mosh with his dad or something. Yeah. Well, we're saying dad, but the person,
the lead singer, like saw that, walked behind him to like his amps, grabbed shirts and just threw them down to the kids.
Shirt and a hat, but
yeah, and like was like, these fucking kids, 9 years old, out here rocking out. That's what it's all about. They're doing it right. They're learning how to, like, what music is and what good music is. Again, all music's good music if you enjoy it, but some music's better than others. Like, you know, Taylor Swift, Bieber, that's shit fucking music. But hey, if it's your thing, good for you.
I hear some Taylor Swift in the background.
You might. Anywho,
playing right now.
But I thought that was fucking awesome that they're just like, here's a free shirt for coming out and checking this out. A third kid was out doing something else and came running around, and I think the singer grabbed another shirt and threw it down at him.
Eventually,
I thought he didn't see it right away, and he's just sitting there like doing his own thing, and then I don't know. It was awesome to see those kids have fun.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see like this band like appreciate the young kids doing this, even to the point where at the end the drummer gets up, throws sticks to him, and the fucking guitar player just turns around and here's my guitar.
Yeah, hands the guitar to him.
What? I was like, take the guitar. You're going to have more use out of it. Like, that is then the inspiration for this kid to either learn guitar, or if he already knows guitar, to like now just be hooked on metal and like such a fucking humble, amazing thing to do. I don't know if
I didn't see
the right word, but
I didn't see the guitar thing, but I mean that's fucking awesome because it's a memorable moment that is going to stick with that kid forever. Even if it's not this band, but this whole festival is just going to stick with that kid forever and be like.
I am not going to lie. I was a little pissed because I was like, what the fuck? Why did I get a guitar? I was here too.
Kid.
I'm somebody's kid.
I got a fist bump.
I got a fist bump too. That was all right. I'll take that. We went up, got our photos, and got fist bumps.
I took a photo of the set list when it was just sitting on the stage.
All I'm saying is, kids get away with goddamn murder. But it's awesome. I do enjoy it. I agree with you that this is now implanted in his mind, and he will be talking about this 40 years from now.
Yeah, because this probably wasn't their first show. It didn't seem like it. It seemed like that they've probably been to many shows. But think about like even us just doing our first show episode and like how memorable your first GA show was.
Like I said, Brian walking in and seeing the hair, and like that's the reason I wanted to see Shadows Fall this time. Yeah,
and so I mean this festival is going to be imprinted in these kids' mind forever.
Even if it's not their first show, this is going to be boom up there at the top.
Yes. Thank you to the parent who brought these kids because
and Demonscar for like showing so much goddamn love.
Holy shit, yes. And did we ever find out what movie? They have some songs going into a movie soundtrack.
I haven't looked into it.
Okay.
But I think that song where the drummer sung is going to be in that movie.
Yeah. So we need to find out that movie. And
I'm guessing a horror movie based on the way the song goes. I can definitely feel that vibe.
Yeah. I probably won't watch it. But
I'll watch it. I'll look into it. That's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah. I think it's on their Instagram too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think they announced it. So.
But I wanted to go there just to check out that stage because even the music we had seen there, I was a big fan of all that music. And I'm glad we saw that set because even on the trade ride home, I think I bought their vinyl. So
you did. Yeah.
So it's like, I'm excited.
And again, just talking about bands, seeing other bands during the day. Like I saw the lead singer you said singer and bassist from Demonscar twice. Once just walking around by like downstairs from the main stage. And then once, I think on the main stage, like in the crowd on the main stage. I can't remember, but twice I saw him.
Yeah, I mean, and then we went up to the main stage after that to see Repentance, and watched I think all of their sets, or from when we got up there. Yeah. And then went down back to that first stage again, which was Dead by Wednesday. Kind of disappointed we didn't stay for Dead by Wednesday.
I know, we should have stayed at that stage, but
because I mean, like I said, you see the members out just walking around the lobby and whatnot. All of the members for Dead by Wednesday before Doomscar. We're just out.
Demonscar?
Before Demonscar, we're out in the lobby just hanging out.
Oh, really?
Okay. And then as soon as we got in there to watch their set, I was like, oh, fuck, the drummer, I just saw him out before the whole thing started.
Oh, yeah.
And he was there with all the band members just huddling in like a little circle talking with each other.
Yeah. I just realized that the person that we saw at Starbucks, we never saw who that was. I'm pretty sure that they were with a band, but we never saw. They had
that all access pass. Yeah. Same thing. Like you see all these band members just wandering the city, wandering the hotel. Like they're staying at the same hotel we are because they probably got the same rate and everything.
Yeah, or they just stayed there.
The first night we went to the bar, there were a bunch of people who looked metalheady. So like
like
they're
metalheads.
Yeah, like metalheads. Like you. Yeah. I thought there's some of these people in bands. I was like, I'm not gonna go up and bug them, but yeah, no, you see these guys all over the place, and again, so fucking awesome to see like just enjoying music, enjoying what they do, and I'm happy for that. Happy for them. Happy they're doing this because it brings me so much joy. I'm just so happy seeing it. But you mentioned Halo Effect. One other thing I want to say about that, I guess, going through all the other stuff we saw was great. I wanted to see Vended again. We'd seen them a lot. Yeah. Wore their shirt today on that day because it was like, got to show love to them. They're young. They're growing. I want to see them. I want to see them be successful because I want to see more music because they put on such a great show.
Yeah. Two things during the Vended set. One is there was a whole bunch of fucking cameras, which I brought up, I think, at a House of Blues show where I'm like, there's so many people, like
professional
cameras. And for the Vended set, there was a fuck ton of them. Yeah. And there was people crowd surfing, and the security kicked them out.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And was like, you guys gotta go. You guys gotta go. Well, one, it's not safe to have them back there, and also the security couldn't do their job because there were so many fucking cameras.
You're fighting through the camera people.
And I don't remember seeing that many cameras at other stages. So now I'm like, did they come just to photograph Vended, or was it just that they all showed up at the same time?
I think they all showed up at the same time.
Okay.
They were bouncing around all over the place.
No, they were.
I saw them all the time, like just bouncing. I wasn't sure if they were assigned to one stage or if it's just
they
everywhere. Had press passes, so they wanted to go to where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
But you brought that up, and I completely forgot that like the main. I don't know if there's always a main security person behind.
This time there was. Yeah.
But I think there might be a main.
They
one.
had like a red shirt on, and the other guys had black on.
But he's like pushed them to the side, and like you gotta go, and then turned to like, hey bud.
Yeah, no more cameras.
They're done. They're
yeah.
cut off.
No more I saw him mouth like no more cameras.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I remember, and then also there was a fan or like a patron fan, whatever you want to say, who kind of snuck up on the rail, 2 people from us, and then his girl kind of stood back. I don't know if you even saw him or not, but when Griffin,
yeah, Griffin.
When he says like after the first song they do his thing, they did it all 3 shows that we saw anyways, where it's like we're Vended from Des Moines, Iowa, and as soon as he says that, the guy turns around to his girl and is like, I told you so. So I don't know if they were from Iowa. I mean, we're from Iowa originally, so like I always kind of like have that connection, but I don't know if he was like trying to say like
they're from
Iowa. Maybe this couple was from Iowa, or like trying to say like, oh no, like they're from Des Moines. I don't know what the whole thing was, but I just remember that with him turning around and saying like, I told you so.
I know the couple you're talking about, but I don't remember hearing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe because you were kind of in front of me and I was kind of turned to the side, and so I could see everything that was going on. But anyways, I liked that aspect too.
Yeah. No, great set to see them. It was the same set we've seen already.
Yeah. Very short though.
Yeah,
like
very
20
short.
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Halo Effect, you brought that up, that we were just going to listen to one song and then go, but you fell in love with them. It's like, let's keep watching this.
Yes, yeah.
Agree. Fucking awesome set. Awesome show.
They're going to be on 70,000 Tons as well.
Yeah.
The Metal Cruise. And, oh man, I wish we didn't have stuff planned for next year because I would be buying tickets.
The one thing I do remember from this, those same kids from earlier in the day.
Yes. Yeah.
From Demonscar and Suicidal Tendencies, they were the same kids up there for that too. These kids had a fucking awesome weekend.
Yeah.
But one of them, I took a video of this. I don't know if it's cool to post it because it's a child and whatnot, but this kid gets crowd surfed and then dropped off. Over the thing.
Dropped off at school. No, joking. Just how you said that.
Yeah. Security picks him up because he's a kid, weighs nothing, puts him on the ground, and the kid goes down, and the lead singer from Halo Effect, like, yeah, fuck, let's fist bump, and the kid doesn't.
Yeah, he didn't see it. Yeah.
Comes running off to the side, and like somebody from behind the stage with the band, I'm assuming, comes over running to him like, hey, here's a pic. Like, thanks for doing this, man. That's fucking awesome. Fucking runs back again to where he got in. Boom, up again, crowd surfing, and this time, fist bump, the lead singer, back down again, and then back up. And it reminded me of a kid at like a theme park.
Yeah, where it's like, there's no line for the ride, so just keep going.
That fucking roller coaster's awesome. There's no line.
Yeah.
We're doing this again.
Yeah.
And he
the whole set.
Yes.
Just running back and forth.
And by the end, when he got done, he's just fucking high-fiving.
Yes, the security guards, everybody.
Hands up. People on the rail and security guards. Like, we're high-fiving. We're running down like this aisle.
Yeah.
And then boom, up, down. Boom, up, down.
Yeah.
Like, it made me so fucking happy to see, like, just this one. And, like, nobody gives a shit because he's a kid. Once again, he weighs nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
No, it was fucking awesome. And you did get some video, but I agree. I don't know about
posting that.
It's a child.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I mean, you can't really. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, but like the whole experience, the whole thing, like.
Yeah. No, that was fucking awesome. Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. Yeah.
I didn't see him rest the night though.
I mean, I saw them around.
But not crowd surfing.
I don't know. No, Machine Head. I think he was crowd surfing Machine Head. I remember seeing that. Okay. We were down on the floor for that. Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem, is we were down on the floor rest of the night and I can't see from the floor.
But I mean, getting into that Machine Head then.
Yeah. I enjoyed it way much more than at the Forge when we saw Machine Head last.
Really?
This year. Yeah. I didn't enjoy the set as much.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the ambiance.
Machine Head's awesome. I love seeing Machine Head.
Yeah.
We've only seen them once before. It was at the Forge. It was a small venue. We had a panic attack on the way out, so it was like a whole
You
experience.
keep saying we.
You had a panic attack on the way out.
Yes.
The second time I went to Forge, I think I had a panic attack or something.
Yeah. We're 2 for 2.
So we'll see if we go. I want to go to the Forge again. I
I do too.
Maybe the balcony this time, VIP or something. That way we can hopefully not have a panic attack.
Yeah.
But I love that venue. I love that city. It's fun. Whatever. This isn't about that. But we saw them first there. Saw them again here. We have Nugs. Machine Head is.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, because I feel like we've seen a lot, but we've watched it on Nugs a lot.
They're one of the 2 metal bands. Machine Fucking Head and Metallica are on Nugs with past shows. And Machine Head is a weird as shit fucking band live in terms of they're the only metal band I know. I guess like Grateful Dead does this, but
They're not metal.
They're not metal, but there is no opener.
Oh yeah, like they'll just play. Like
they
when we saw them, they play for 3 hours.
4 hours. 3.5 to 4 hours they fucking play.
Yeah.
No opener. They're just like, our library's that deep, we're gonna fucking play forever.
Yeah. But they still don't play songs that you want to hear.
They don't, but that's the thing. Their catalog's so deep where it's like,
I remember that from when we saw them at the Forge and we like left and we're like, they didn't play this song, they didn't play this song, they didn't play this song. It's like,
but they also played this and they played this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't play everything.
You can't play everything. But this, I mean, what did they play? 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
Yeah. So you're not getting, and I knew, knowing that they were only going to play for 50 minutes, I'm like, okay, they're just going to play like a couple from their new album that they released and then their main songs. And that's it. We're not getting anything else.
Yeah. And I think it was after their set. It was a great set. I loved their set. But it was a little disappointing because it was like, oh, it's fucking over already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they do that weird fucking 4-hour set that they do, which I love, but now seeing them at a festival is like, pfft,
yeah.
That sucks.
And this was their only U.S. show right now because they were supposed to do a whole tour right now, but they had visa issues.
And I don't know what's up with that because they're from the Bay Area originally.
So they have some people, I think. I think they're overseas now, though.
I was wondering if they all live overseas now or what, but
I'm not sure what the whole issue was, but I know that they posted on Instagram because they had a whole tour planned, and then they said they were canceling their U.S. tour. But then they announced a few days later that Milwaukee Metal Fest
was a maybe,
and then it was officially announced a couple weeks before.
And again, we don't know how like visas and shit
works.
we
don't know how that works.
I know for work, right? Like your company,
like a corporate job.
Yeah, like your company can put up for your visa and vouch for you.
Yeah, so which maybe that happened here.
Exactly. Maybe Milwaukee Metal Fest was like, we'll vouch for them, we'll cover the fees and whatnot, and get them a work visa or something along those lines.
We really don't know anything about visas, so.
But I was really happy once they announced because I was super excited to see them.
Yeah.
After their set, however, I was a little disappointed because it was like, that's it. That's all I get.
Yeah. It was very
I shouldn't
short.
be, right? Like it was a great set. I should have just enjoyed it. But it made me think. I knew Lamb of God was coming up, and I knew their set was going to be perfect. It was going to be a Lamb of God show, and it was going to be awesome. We talked about that when we, I think, saw them at a headlining show last year.
Yeah, they play the same show no matter what.
Because, I mean, we had seen them 3 times in like a month up to that year.
Yeah.
And all shows were the same feel, same vibe. And I think I made the joke of like they could play in a gazebo.
You made that joke at the hotel because there's there's like a little gazebo outside. And you're like, see, Lamb of God could play right here.
Lamb of God will be here tonight after their show. They're going to put on the second set here. Yeah. And like the drum kit will take up the entire gazebo.
No, I said the drum kit will have to be off to the side.
Oh.
Because there's not enough room in there.
No, I think the drum kit goes in and everybody else is just
outside.
Jumping around. Yeah. Randy's going to be on top of the gazebo, like bouncing and shit.
Oh my God, I wish.
I would love to see that, honestly. But I knew that show was going to be perfect. I knew it was going to be awesome. I knew what to expect there. But seeing Machine Fucking Head and being disappointed because it's not a headlining show, I don't get their headlining show, I kind of went back to the vibe of festivals and understanding why, like, this
some people don't like
But
festivals.
At the same time, it made me think of all the other bands I had seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, every single act prior to this that I had seen, I loved every goddamn minute of everything. Not only today, Saturday, and Friday also, right? And if I can love this band X, whatever it is, Demonscar, Squid Hammer, Midnight, whoever the fuck we saw, all of Dead by Wednesday, it applies to fucking all of the bands we saw. That if they can get me super fucking excited in 20 minutes, what is a headlining show going to look like? What is a normal show as an opener going to look like? Because they're going to have a little bit more time. Like, holy shit, I now want to see all of these bands again at a festival. Yeah. Not just again, just not at a festival. Yeah. Festivals are great to learn about the band and like, all right, I need to check this band out now.
Yeah, that's why I like festivals a lot, is you get to see so many bands in one day. And we could have even seen more bands if we would have, stayed for 2 songs, went to another stage, stayed for 2 songs, went to another stage. But we didn't really do that. We kind of stayed and watched the rest of the set, or, closed out the set. But that's why I like it, because you get to see all these bands where now, again, we have a whole list where we're like, we can't wait for them to come back around the area.
I cannot wait to see all these bands again. And you're absolutely right. Festivals are great because that's where we found out about Avatar. Yeah. One of our favorite bands right now, Amon Amarth. Exactly. Like, we found about these bands at
Thinking festivals. About a lot of these bands, the first time I ever saw them was at a festival. Like, Lamb of God was at a festival. Amon Amarth, Avatar, Ghost. Yeah. Everything. Yep. Like, Five Finger.
Yeah. So I mean, a year from now, 2 years from now, like, I'm excited to see all these, even the ones we didn't see. Like, knowing what we did see, I'm still excited for the ones we didn't see, because it's like nothing I listened to was, oh my god, this is the worst fucking thing ever. You had the one like story guy you didn't like.
I didn't like him, and I didn't like the EDM thing. Okay. Those are the two, but it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever, where we have seen bands where we are like, this needs to end. Yeah. Like, it was just, these aren't for me.
But are they something you would go check out again? No, not even if they're openers?
Maybe if they're openers,
or if I drag you to it?
I mean, if they're openers, but I don't think I would do a headlining show for either of those two. The other one was ESP. ESP, yeah. I don't know what it was. I think it's just the lyrics to that was just like, I wasn't into that.
I was into that a lot, but again, I'm not like a lyric guy. Yeah. I'm more of the music.
Yeah. The first song that we walked in later. The first song we walked into was like killing his TV or something. I don't know
anything about that. No, I didn't pick up on that. Yeah. But again, like I said, lyrics come after 20 listens to the song. Then I start to pick up on things. Yeah. So I'm very slow in that regard.
What about Lamb of God though? Like, what? I mean, they put on a fucking awesome.
They put on an awesome show. Come out to Memento Mori. Thank you for not fucking up your own set. Yeah.
I remember you saying, like, if they don't come out to that, then they just fucked up.
Every band should come out to Memento Mori.
They should.
Like, like all these other bands.
Demonscar, you should have started with Memento Mori.
Machine fucking Head should have started with Memento Mori. It's such a great fucking opening track. Like the meaning behind it, like the whole just get up, like wake up. Yep. Like, you're about to get your fucking ass kicked, so wake the fuck up. Let's go. This is a rock concert, metal concert, fucking wake up. But then the whole like meaning behind it of like, you're gonna die someday, so wake up, enjoy your life. Like, you don't have much left. Like, your days are dwindling. Like, don't fucking sit on TV and watch TV. Go out and experience life, have fun. Like, the double meaning. Like, it's such a great fucking song. I love that song. But they came out to that, played all the songs you expected them to play.
Yeah, we heard a new one that we haven't heard live.
Ditch.
Yeah. And you didn't catch on to that it was a new song, but
I mean, I've listened to the new album a lot. Yeah. So it's like, oh, cool. They're playing Ditch. It's awesome. It's a good song.
Yeah. The first time I remember hearing Ditch was I listened to Disturbed's new album. Divisive, and it was done, and the very next song that Spotify gave me was Ditch.
Oh, really?
And I was like, this is a fucking awesome song. This is so good. I like this. And then I'm like, oh, the Disturbed album's over, and this is Lamb of God.
Yeah. You did. I mean, we got home from this concert. You got a new desk we put together. Yeah. And we also got a Ignia album, their new album.
Yeah, we had that for a little bit, yeah.
And we're finally listening to that new album. Great album, great band. Check them out if you haven't or don't know about them. And then you went to do laundry or some shit. I don't know what, but you disappeared for a little bit. And the album ended, so I put Lamb of
God.
God, their new album on, and Omens. And you come out and was like, I like this side of the album better than the last side. And I was like, oh yeah, you're really into this? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, that's probably because it's Lamb of God. And like, oh shit, fuck.
That's why I like it.
Damn it, fuck. I knew that too.
Yeah, I did know it. Like once you said it, it like clicked. I'm like, oh yeah, this is Lamb of God.
But a phenomenal set. Don't get me wrong. Like I love Lamb of God. They put on, like I said, they put an amazing fucking set on. It's the same show you're going to see every time. All these bands, honestly, are probably that way. There's only been a handful of bands that, if they're not the headliner, they act like complete shitbags.
Yeah.
But most bands, they don't give a shit where they fall on the bill. They're just happy to be playing.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the whole point when I said Lamb of God. Like, we saw them 3 times. It was essentially the exact same show with a few other deep cuts for their their main tour headlining show. But I would watch them in a goddamn gazebo, and it would be fucking phenomenal.
I like this Lamb of God show because I could hear the crowd singing.
Yeah.
And the only other time I remember this is when we saw Slipknot at Knotfest, Iowa.
Yep.
Or Linefest, Iowa, whatever you want to call it. But I could hear the crowd singing louder than Randy singing, and I loved that because
That's so fucking fun.
Because I'm like, I love being with a group of fans who love something as much as we do. But I do have to say, once Lamb of God got done, when I knew Redneck was going to be the last song.
Yep.
And I know we're not talking about the songs from every single band, but Lamb of God, I guess we kind of know the songs more. But I knew Redneck was going to be the last song. And once he announced like the song, I got really disappointed. And it wasn't because Lamb of God sucks or anything, or Redneck sucks or whatever.
It's over. We're done.
It's over. The whole weekend is over. We've been looking forward to this. I mean, this was the end of our 6-week stint of seeing a whole bunch of shows, and it was over. It's done. Like, there's nothing, no other band. And we know Lamb of God doesn't do the fucking encore thing. It's Redneck and you're done.
Yep.
And I was like, it's over.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing, but I mean, we have more shows coming up.
We do. Yeah.
But this was the thing we've been looking forward to the most in a while. And
yeah. I mean, since last summer when I saw that Jamey Jasta bought the rights to this, I was like so fucking excited. When they announced in January that they would have an announcement soon, I was excited. I don't know. It was fucking amazing. We kept saying, I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for next year.
So agreed, 100% agreed.
Okay.
But I think that's a good segue into what were your cons. I want to do pros and cons, but I want to end on a high note.
Okay, let's
start with
cons first.
What were your cons of this festival?
For me, the cons were the first day, the ticket process.
Okay.
Was very disorganized. Nobody really knew what to do. Obviously, after you've been there for a day, then you know what to do. But the whole, you scan your ticket, or you had to go up the stairs, scan your ticket, go outside, come back in, and then you're like free to roam or do whatever.
Yeah.
But if you go down to that merch area, then you have to do your whole scan your ticket thing again. And we even asked a couple people about, you can get back in before 6 o'clock because you had your VIP merch.
Yeah.
And the first couple of people we asked, they were like, no.
Yeah.
And then we asked somebody else, and they're like, oh, yeah, 6 o'clock.
Because one person we asked was like, you have to go talk to them upstairs who are scanning tickets. They'll know more than I do.
Yeah. And then even we asked one of those people, and they said they weren't quite sure. But then we asked the person actually scanning the ticket, and they knew.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that was just kind of like that whole like a little bit of disorganization was kind of frustrating. But like I said, once we knew what to do, then it was fine. But there was, I think it was after you got your VIP stuff, we did the whole thing again. And somebody in front of us was like, we have to go back inside. Like they were confused too. And I just was like, nobody fucking knows what's going on here. And maybe I was by myself when that all happened. I can't remember.
I think you were. And you're not a big fan of doing that by yourself anyway.
No,
so like,
no. If I don't know what I'm doing, I get very anxious and very like, I don't know what's going on. So
I'm definitely the opposite because I'm like, I'm just going to do this. And somebody's going to either tell me I can or can't. And if they tell me I can't, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I did not know. I'll apologize politely and just like, I'm sorry. What do I need to do? Yeah. But in your mind, it's like as soon as they tell me no, I'm going to collapse and be like, I'm not going to
I don't know what to
anything.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one thing. I felt like I had another thing when we were talking, but now I can't think of what it was.
No?
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh. But that was the main thing, is the whole disorganization the first day.
Yeah, I agree that was a bit of a con. I think that's every festival. You always have that disorganization the first
day. Yeah.
And
it's the first time they've done it too, so it's like these people didn't know what to do.
So I mean, could have been cleaned up a little bit better. And maybe next year after a few experiences and learning, it's less than.
Yeah.
So that first day, sort of disorganization aspect of it. Like even when I got my VIP merch, there was only one person behind the counter.
Oh yeah, and she made a comment.
She's like, "I've only cried once today." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." And it's like, "No, it's fine. Like we didn't expect everybody to show up and get their shit."
Oh, see, I felt like she was saying that as like the organizers were like, they didn't think everybody was going to show up at the same time.
No, not necessarily the organizers, but just in general, like I didn't expect everybody to show up and get merch right away.
Or it could have been that because you could have gotten a VIP package for just Saturday or just Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe they weren't expecting everybody to do the 3-day weekend and show up at 1:00 on Friday.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that whole process was a bit chaotic as well. I wish that would have been cleaned up a little bit, but I mean, those little cons right there for me, honestly.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
No, yeah.
Bad by any means. I was just saying that's the only little thing.
I mean, other than that, I can't think of anything other that was annoying. The first day did get backed up. We didn't figure out what happened there.
We didn't even talk about that.
We didn't mention it, yeah. But like, I can't remember at what point, but there was no stage with any acts going on, and there should have been music.
Yeah, there was one point.
And it got pushed back, and we were like, I even heard other patrons being like, they're going to have to cut something. What are they going to cut?
Yeah.
And it's like, they didn't cut anything.
They
just kept
didn't.
it going, which is awesome. I'm happy they did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of any other cons. I mean, the car, but that's not the Metal Fest at all.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Like, well, it would have been better if our car didn't get broken too. But
I mean, other than the first day being tired, we didn't even think about it at all. And even the first day was like, we're tired, but we're here.
You mean Saturday?
Let's enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second day. Sorry. Yeah. So if there's no other cons, or do you have any more?
No, I'm trying to think if. No, I don't think there's another con. Like everything else was fantastic. I mean, you had the one VIP person who wasn't informed and wouldn't let people up the stairs if they didn't have the ultimate VIP pass.
So I did go down to get a beer from my beer girl who just walk up, do my hug.
Your beer girl?
Bartender. I just walk up and like do the hug symbol and the thank you, which I just enjoyed. Like no talking at all, just like, oh, here comes this dickhead who wants another goddamn bear hug.
Yeah, you thought you were being like smart, and they're probably like, God damn it, this fucking guy is coming back again.
Creep.
Probably did think you were a creep.
Probably. Anywho, go down the stairs, and there are two guys trying to get up the same stairs I'm going down to the balcony. She's like, that's not a VIP, and they're trying to argue with her. And then I get through, and I go get my beer, come back to her, because I want to test it more than anything. Show her my badge. She's like, that's not a VIP badge. I was like, okay. There's 2 other entries up here. If I get turned down to both of these, then we'll have some words with people.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just say, okay, thank you, and move on to the next. And the next guy, next person,
problem.
like, nah, it's all good. But yeah, no other cons for me either. How about pros?
I have a lot. So I love that it's indoors.
Yes,
from what we talked about earlier, where it's, you don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to worry about the sun. It did get hot at points, and also the lighting kind of sucked, like from going outside to inside because it's so dark. But I loved, even after you realize where the stages are, it was so like such an easy flow, and you're just walking with the same people from stage to stage. I don't know. I loved the setup.
The flow I loved as well. I thought the flow was fucking phenomenal. It flowed. That's what it was supposed to do. It flowed.
Yeah, we did learn that you like when the ballroom clears out, the main stage or the Not Fest stage clears out. Like you did.
There was some bottlenecks.
There was some bottlenecks just because you're going down one set of stairs.
Yep.
But otherwise, it's if you wait just a few minutes, it's fine.
Yep.
And then, but I mean, if you do want to be on rail or near rail for the second stage, you do kind of have.
But at that point, you're not getting it because the other band already started.
They already started.
So it's like And like we would go down there and we'd go to the other stage and it's already packed.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, we're gonna stay in the back or something like that.
Yeah. That's a pro for me. Is I loved the second stage, how they had that. If you walk through the sports bar area where they had the sports balls on, and then down that back hallway, like you could pretty much get onto the floor anywhere right there
Yep,
instead
yep.
of going through the double doors on the side. I loved that little area.
The double doors was basically like right on the rail. Basically, it was rail level.
Yeah. And then you had to kind of fight your way back, or walk your way back. I guess it's not really fighting.
No.
That's the other thing is I never felt, maybe a couple times it was like super crowded.
Saturday was the most crowded.
Yeah.
Friday a little bit more. And we even mentioned Sunday being like, there's not that many.
Well, nobody
people
showed up
here.
till like 6:00.
But for the headliner, it got packed for sure.
Yeah.
For Machine Fucking Head and Lamb of God, it started getting really packed.
But I mean, otherwise, I never really felt like where you're congested and can't move and stuff. I mean, I never had that feeling. So, I really loved since it's indoors and at an actual venue, you have actual bathrooms. You don't have to worry about porta potties.
And they were clean all the time.
And the Rave has fucking a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah, which the cleanliness of the venue also sort of just goes to staffing of the venue. I talked about the bartender I always went to and just like remembering me and just do the hug ASL symbol. And like that, the security we worked with, the ticketing people.
Yeah, everybody's fucking phenomenal.
Everybody at this, like the staff all around, fucking top tier staff. Like so goddamn polite and nice and patient. And it's so easy not to with a bunch of drunk assholes, like which we can become. But like so goddamn nice all around.
Yeah. The patrons were fucking phenomenal as well.
Patrons too, yeah.
So one thing that I really liked, I noticed it more on Sunday, but I think it happened on Saturday as well. But in the main ballroom, maybe it happened on the second stage as well. But after the band got done, people would grab a trash can. They would kick all the trash to a pile, and then people would pick it up and put it in the trash can. You think it's for the pit, so the people aren't stepping on the pit. I get that.
The main people I saw were the pit, like cleaning up the floor. Like I don't want to be slipping and breaking my goddamn neck. We're gonna clean up this floor, and I don't.
Totally get that as well. But also, it just shows what metalheads are, and they're like, we do not make a mess everywhere. I don't know. I liked that aspect.
That was very awesome.
Yeah. The food trucks were fucking amazing. I don't know how much you want me to go into.
No, it's fine. The last one I can think of, I mean, everything you said I agree with, but the very last one I think I have, unless you come up with something else, which is I'll agree with also, but the music.
Oh,
the music was fucking phenomenal, too.
Yeah, the lineup, yeah.
Like, I went in knowing Lamb of God, Machine Head, Vended, Shadows Fall, like, and Napalm Death. Like, those are the 5 bands. And I guess After the Burial.
After the Burial, yeah.
Like, those were the 5 to 6 bands that I had seen and had know of and listened to their music in the past. Everybody else didn't know. We ended up seeing 35 bands, I think it was.
Holy shit, really?
This festival. And I loved every single one.
And there was 70, I think. 70 bands. Yeah. So we saw like half the bands.
Which everything was fucking amazing. I went in like, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be great. I left like everything was fucking great. Yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's my last pro. I mean, there's probably many more we can't think of, but like, that sort of hits the top of it for me.
Yeah. I can't wait for 2024.
I hope it comes back. I really fucking do.
I hope they do it over Memorial Day weekend. I know some people probably don't, but I love doing it on the long weekend.
It worked because of that coming home on the train on Monday was so nice.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really say that, but that is how we got home since our car.
No car yeah.
So that was kind of embarrassing though, getting on the train
with all our shit because we brought coolers and stuff because we didn't go to the car. Like
yeah, we were those backpackers who were carrying all their shit.
In terms of festivals, we've been to a handful of festivals in the past. I'm just going to list them off real quick. Open Air 2016, 2017. Riot Fest we've been to a couple times. Decibel Beer and Metal Festival we've been to in Denver. Upheaval. Lollapalooza, we went to see Metallica last year. Picnic Festival, which is like the alternative rock festival. We went to that.
Oh, yeah, with Luminaires, yeah.
Luminaires, we saw that. That was I think our first show after Open Air. Then Open Air 19, I split that because different experiences.
Yeah, 19 and 16, 17 is one thing, 19 is another thing.
And then we have Not Fest or Line Fest, however you want to call it. So not that many festivals that we've been to.
No.
And that order I listed it in is sort of my ranking of those festivals.
Oh, okay.
Well. I don't know if you would agree with that.
Yeah.
So again, Open Air 2016 and 17 is 1. Riot Fest, followed by Decibel Beer and Metal Festival, Upheaval, Lolla, Picnic, Open Air 19, and then Line Fest.
Yeah. So from the terms of a festival, I would agree with you.
Okay. In terms of like your ranking of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of lineup, I would put Line Fest way above Lala or Upheaval for a lineup. But if we're just talking about festival, definitely from a festival all day experience, I would agree exactly with your list.
No, I agree with you there. Like, this is from a overall experience at the festival.
Yeah.
Lineup wise, I agree. Line Fest would be number one for me.
Yes.
It would break. We talked about
Open Air 16 for me, and then Line Fest.
Yeah.
But that's just because the headliners.
It's flipped for me, but it's
it's still.
We've done a Line Fest episode. We haven't posted it yet. We'll post it sometime in the future, maybe.
We could probably do it soon.
Soonish, yeah. But the overall, the music at that particular festival was fucking phenomenal all around, start to finish. From what we saw, we didn't see much because of the fucking lines, but
we missed a lot.
But like, that could have easily been my greatest show ever, beating out
100%.
S&M2, 100% beating out
100%.
S&M2. But because of the experience, it's now like one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because of, again, the experience. So anyway, overall experience-wise, I think we agree on this order here.
Yes. Yep. Where would this go?
For you, where do you think Milwaukee Metal Fest 2023 falls?
I think it would fall right below Beer and Metal Fest.
Oh, okay.
Right above Upheaval.
So you would go Open Air 2016, 2017, Riot Fest.
Oh, no. Sorry. I'll do... Yeah.
Riot Fest, then Beer and Metal, then this.
With the caveat that Riot Fest has a VIP package.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't like Riot Fest.
Okay. I honestly put this under Open Air.
Oh, okay.
I had... Okay. Open Air is our sort of golden... Open Air 2016-17 is our gold standard.
Yep.
They have a VIP. We never used the VIP, but you didn't have to, and you still had that amazing experience at that particular venue and show. And this was right up there with it, even without VIP here. Also, this is right fucking there.
You don't need VIP here by any means.
No, not at all.
It was nice to have a seat every once in a while, but there's seats outside. You can sit on the ground. You don't have to.
We talked about it during the 666 of, is the VIP package worth it? And I think we landed on the one we got was 100% worth it.
Yeah, with the merch you got and then the experience. I might agree with you there. From an experience standpoint, I might agree with you that it goes right under Open Air 2016, 2017.
But I mean, this festival was so much fucking fun.
Yeah,
I had a blast. The music surprised me because, as I talked about, we knew like 5 bands going in or something. And it's like, I don't know all the other bands. And I think it's all going to be death metal. I'm not going to enjoy it.
You said that a lot. You were like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy the music.
Yeah. Well, not I won't enjoy it, but it's like, I'm going to get over it really quick.
Yeah.
I can do this in
Sorry,
small doses.
I guess I used the wrong word, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Such a great fucking show. I'm so happy we went. I can't wait. I hope they do it again.
Yeah. 2024.
Do it again. It's going to be fucking awesome. And if not, anyway, just go see fucking live music. You're going to find amazing things. There's so much fucking good shit out there, as we discovered.
Yep. Bye.
See ya.